And I want to welcome everyone wherever you may be watching this game. We're here at Powers, or excuse me, not Powers. We were supposed to be at Powers Field, shifted over to Pioneer Park here in Cheyenne for the opener between the Cheyenne Hawks and the Laramie Rangers. Hawks' first game of the year, as I mentioned, home opener. This is how they're going to line up to start. In left field, we got Miles Porwall in center. Center field Miles Porwall, wearing number 7 is Miles. In right field, Ethan Reisdorfer, and in left field, Riley Kirkwood. Around the diamond, we have Corey Williams at third base. We've Cade Coates at shortstop. At second base, we have Nick Colgan, and at first base, we have Caden Guerra. On the mound, Aaron Gallant, and behind the plate, Matt Petch. How the Laramie Rangers are going to line things up is Ben Ruckman is going to bat first. Aiden Morris batting second. Riley Hogsett in the 3-hole. Batting cleanup is Ryan Chamberlain. Batting fifth is Billy Jenkin. Batting sixth is Brandon Chavez. Batting seventh, Diego Medina. Batting eighth, Tayton Moore. And batting ninth, Kaysen McLean. The Rangers, of course, a Double-A team. Hawks getting things started against the Double-A Rangers. And the Rangers did go 27-26, but went 2-Q, 2-out at the state tournament last year, losing one-run games to Evanston and Casper. Brad Barker in his first year, well, not his first year, but first year back with the program. He's the Hawks head coach this year. Hawks went 17-26, won one game at that A-state tournament, lost to Powell and Casper. Gallant ready to go. Ruckman in the box, and the Hawks year is about underway. Gallant spent his time between the prep and the Hawks last year. Really good command of all his pitches, and his first pitches swung on and missed by Ruckman. Gallant will mix all three pitches very well. I was fortunate enough to be his pitching coach last year when he was with the Hawks, and he's a kid that will compete when he gets on the mound, and he'll mix fastball, curveball, and changeup, all three really well. Gallant working out of the windup, and that pitch misses outside. Matt Petch and Aaron Gallant had the opportunity to work together quite a bit last year, so excited to see how this duo grows throughout the year. Only a few returners from last year's Hawks team. We saw a lot of those guys that were on the Hawks up with the Sixers last weekend as Ruckman swings through Gallant's 1-1 pitch and pushing the count to 1-2. Nobody out here in the first inning. No scoreboard here today at Pioneer Park. Got word from Post 6 President Phil Maggard that it was shot and they need to come fix it. So try to keep everybody as updated and accurate as possible on that. 2 balls, 2 strikes as that pitch misses low from Gallant to Ruckman. Ruckman, the Rangers' shortstop here on opening day. I was talking to a Ranger parent before the game, and he said they haven't been on a field. They've been utilizing the Laramie High School practice field as the 2-2 pitch misses upstairs. Practice football field, that is, and that's been about all they've been able to do outside. They've had their indoor facility, of course, but this is their first time being on a baseball field, is the Rangers. Gallant working out of the windup, and that pitch misses upstairs, so a walk. Ruckman draws the walk to lead off the inning, and that brings up third baseman Aiden Morris. Gallant usually in very good command of all of his pitches, and he was early on in that count, and just let Ruckman go. But man on first base as Morris steps to the plate. Gallant working out of the stretch for the first time today. That pitch is swung through by Morris. No balls, 1 strike. I'm Grant Storbo, and you're watching Hawks baseball here on Capital City Sports YouTube page. I want to thank everybody for joining in. A little bit of an adventure getting on the air today as we're using a new field for the first time this year, but we're going to get better as the year goes on. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Gallant kicks and fires, and that pitch misses low. So I know Aaron wants to clean up his ball-to-strike ratio here early on in this one. Gallant's a guy that's a multi-sport guy. He plays hockey. As Gallant comes set up by the ear, and that fastball is a called strike on the inside corner. Aaron's a guy, he doesn't throw exceptionally hard, but he is not afraid to challenge hitters inside. Now, on a day like today, I think that's a pretty good strategy. You can saw some guys off, get some people shaking their hands. Gallant checks on the runner at first. Breaking ball in the dirt. Petch keeps it in front of him. Good block there by Matt Petch. Count goes to 2-2. Gallant getting the sign from his catcher, Matt Petch. Kicks and delivers, and that pitch misses up and in. And that is ball number 3, I believe. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So both Ranger hitters have drawn out their at-bats extremely well here early on in this first inning. See if Gallant can get him going. Runner is moving. That ball is flied out. And Kirkwood is under it, and that is out number 1. Ruckman will retreat to first base. He was moving on the pitch, but gets back in time, and Gallant gets his first out of the inning on the fly out to Riley Kirkwood. Kirkwood's a guy that played a lot of infield last year on the prep teams. Good to see him out in the outfield. We saw that last weekend with the Sixers a little bit with Mason Tafoya. And Kirkwood very similar, getting the starts in left field. So the fly out brings up Laramie's second baseman, Riley hogs it. Gallant gets strike 1 on the outside corner. Gallant checks in on Ruckman. This is, of course, a 9-inning game. Hawks were supposed to get a bunch of games this weekend. So that pitch misses upstairs from Gallant, but Mother Nature had something to say about that, and the Hawks are thankful to be getting this 9-inning game here this weekend. Glad we could play. They were supposed to be Evanston and Rock Springs and Golden here. They all backed out, but Laramie still wanted to play. That pitch is swung through. Petch checks in on Ruckman. Ruckman in safely at first base. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gallant right now jumping on top of hitters, just struggling to put them away here. That we saw the first 2 batters of the inning work it back to full counts. Ruckman drew the walk as that pitch misses upstairs to hogs it, the Rangers' second baseman. We saw Ruckman draw the walk early on, and Morris flew out to Kirkwood out in left field. Pretty cold day here in the capital city, but no snow on the playing surface. Gallant misses upstairs on that one, and another full count here for the Rangers. So, see what hogs it has. I was talking to program manager Ty Lane earlier today, and he said that give Powers Field another day and it'll be ready to play on, but snow hasn't quite melted there like it has here as that pitch is swung on and missed by Hogsett. So Hogsett will grab a seat as Gallant records his first strikeout of the day. That strikeout brings up Ryan Chamberlain, the Rangers shortstop. Ruckman has not moved from first base since drawing that leadoff walk. Good bounce back from Gallant there after the leadoff walk as Gallant checks in on Ruckman. Ruckman in easily. Chamberlain steps out to get the signs from Coach Aaron Lozano. Whatever was on that play, he gave her the old wheel, do it again. So if something was on, we'll be seeing it. Gallant kicks and fires, nobody moving. And that pitch is a called strike on the inner half. 0 balls and 1 strike on Chamberlain. That was another one on the inner half there. And like I said, Gallant is fearless on that inner half of the plate. So that's a good place to live. Gallant kicks, fires, ball in the dirt. Petch keeps it in front of him. And no movement from Ruckman. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chamberlain getting some instruction from head coach Aaron Lozano. Aaron Lozano has done a great job here with this Laramie program since he took it over. Gallant, ball grounded up the middle. Coach scoops it, steps on second base, and the Hawks are out of the inning. So Laramie gets one man on, no hits, can't do anything. We'll be back with the bottom half of the first inning and the first Hawks at bats of the year. You're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. And we're back here at Pioneer Park. Hawks opener didn't concede any runs. 0-0 game here against the Laramie Rangers. Miles Porwall, the center fielder, is going to get things started. Coates and Williams following him up. The starting pitcher is Tayton Moore for the Laramie Rangers squad, and his first pitch to Porwall misses upstairs, ball one. Miles is an extremely good athlete. Had the privilege of coaching him a little bit last year. So that pitch is hit right back up the middle, and two pitches, and the Hawks have a base runner. Miles Porwall puts one back up the middle for the leadoff single. So Rangers get their leadoff runner on via walk, and the Hawks get theirs on via single. That brings up the shortstop Coates for the Hawks. Coates, only an 8th grader. I learned as I was talking to Coach Brad Barker. Moore is working quickly, and that pitch misses upstairs. Ball one on the Hawk shortstop. Porwall, not afraid to steal bags out there once he gets on the bases. We'll see if he's in motion, and he is in motion. That pitch is inside and hits Coates. So things are going well for the Hawks early on. As a single by Porwall, followed up by a hit by pitch from Coates, and there are two runners on. That brings up Corey Williams. We saw Corey a little bit last weekend up with the Sixers. Corey got the final start of the weekend at third base. That's where we see him today against the Rangers. Corey batting from the left side. Porwall getting his lead, and that pitch misses upstairs to Corey. Corey stepping back in. We also saw Corey on the mound for the Sixers. He snaked a win in that walk-off win against the Gojos last weekend. That pitch is a called strike on the outer half. 1 ball, 1 strike to Williams. Williams, cousins of Longtime Sixers, Brock and Brandon Anderson. So good to see Corey out here. As that pitch is swung on, scooped up, and Coates is out at second base. Williams is safe at first. Porwall is thrown out at third base. He took the round, and the Rangers shortstop Chamberlain fired it back to Aiden Morris. Excuse me, I thought he punched him out there, but he must have called him safe. Excuse me. So, Porwall, nope, Porwall is out. I thought I saw the base umpire punch him out, so that's quite the double play. The old 3-6-5 double play for the Rangers. And just like that, Reisdorfer is to the plate with only Corey on base. Things were looking really good for the Hawks there. Cleanup hitter Ethan Reisdorfer as he takes a pitch upstairs. Reisdorfer in right field today. So Corey reaches first base on the double play. Porwall gets put out at third base, and Coates is put out. And Reisdorfer skies one. In pursuit is Aiden Morris, and that is going to get out. Morris and Diego Medina, the catcher, were both in pursuit, but the wind pushed that out here at Pioneer Park. So, a bit of a weird start to this game. But Williams on first base, Reisdorfer back in the box with the 1-1 count. And delivers. Williams is moving. Ground ball scooped up, thrown over to first base, and picked. So nothing doing for the Hawks. Had some base runners, could not capitalize. 0-0 at the end of the first. We'll be back with the top half of the second after this. We are back here at Pioneer Park. Gallant on the mound, 0-0 here. I know I lost my scoreboard graphic, working on getting that back. Gallant kicks and fires, and that pitch is swung through by Billy Jenkin, leading off this inning for the Rangers. Working on getting that scoreboard back for you guys, 0-0 here in the top half of the second inning. Gallant out of the windup, and that pitch is fouled off towards the parking lot. He's up on Jenkin, 0-2. Hawks had some base runners in the bottom half of that inning and just could not capitalize on it. So our score stays at 0-0. Gallant facing Jenkins, Chavez, and Medina here for the Rangers in the top half of this second inning. Gallant working out of the windup. And that is a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jenkins. Gallant out of the windup. Jenkins awaiting the 1-2 pitch from the Hawks starting pitcher, and that pitch is swung through. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Aaron Gallant, and out number 1 here in this second inning. That strikeout brings to the plate Brandon Chavez, the Ranger left fielder today is Chavez. So Gallant doing his thing on the mound right now, being very efficient and getting these Ranger batters in and out of that box very quickly. Chavez, as I said, batting from the left side. Gallant working out of the windup, and that pitch is swung on and missed. Strike number 1. Gallant is going after that first pitch strike extremely consistently here in this one early on, which is what you like to see out of your opening day starter. Gallant out of the windup, and that pitch is skied. Coates retreating, Kirkwood coming in, and Coates makes the play for out number 2 here in the second. So 2 up, 2 down here in the second, and Medina to the plate for the Rangers. Medina, the catcher today for the Rangers. This is their opening day as well as the Hawks. Gallant back on the mound, ready to go. Kicks and delivers. That pitch misses upstairs, so ball 1 right after I praise Aaron for jumping up on hitters. He goes ball 1 to the third hitter he faces here in the second inning. Medina steps back in, kicks and fires, and that is strike number 1. Score 0-0 here in the second inning, and I think I just got the scoreboard graphic fixed, so now you guys can see as well as I can, and that pitch misses way up and in. Ball number 2 on Medina. Gallant working out of the windup still in this one. Nobody's reached base outside of that first walk issued to Ben Ruckman. Gallant, the one, and that pitch is way inside and hits Medina. So a hit by pitch for Medina, and this second inning will go one more batter at least, and the pitcher Tayton Moore steps to the plate. Moore pitching today. He got himself out of the jam in the bottom of the first thanks to that strange 3-6-5 double play that you don't see every day in baseball, but every time you come to the yard, you see something new. Gallant set at the chest and fires and gets strike 1 on the low and outside corner to Moore. Rangers working through this lineup. Moore is batting 8th today. This bottom of the lineup trying to turn it over. Pitch is fouled off towards the first base coaching box. Strike number 2 on Tayton Moore. Gallant checking in on Medina at first base as that pitch is over a jumping Corey Williams. Kirkwood, it gets by Kirkwood, kicks off of his glove, and Coach Aaron Lozano, the throw coming in from Coates, he's going to be waved in, and that is a run for the Laramie Rangers. So Kirkwood not able to keep that ball in front of him, thought that was going to just be a single, and Medina comes all the way around to score from first base. He was moving on contact with 2 outs, and the Rangers jump up first 1-0. Moore credited with a single there and an E7 on Kirkwood, letting that get by him. So 1-0 Rangers here early on at Pioneer Park. on this cold spring day. Top of the second, 2 outs here for the Hawks. Gallant working out of the stretch, going to work with his shortstop Coates as pitcher Tatum Moore just helped himself out. Gallant gets strike one on the 9-hole batter for this Laramie Rangers team, Kaysen McLean. McLean playing right field in this one. So 1-0 Rangers here early on at Pioneer Park. As that breaking ball is in the dirt, ball to McLean, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a good swing put on that last at-bat by Tatum Moore. Should have only been a single and probably held Medina at second base, but the ball squirts by Kirkwood. Gallant checking in, and McLean wants time. 1-0 Rangers here in this game, top of the second. 9-inning game here in this one. Opening day for both the Hawks and Rangers. Rangers jump out to the early 1-run lead. Gallant kicks and fires, and that is a called strike. Strike 2 on Kaysen McLean. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Ranger right fielder. Here, Gallant trying to work out of this second inning. Man on second. That man on second is Tatum Moore, the pitcher. Gallant steps over. Spaghetti moves. Coates puts the tag on him. Coates thought he had him. Gallant thought he had him. But only one guy's opinion matters, and Moore is back in safely. Moore did not slide there. Had he slid, he probably would have been in without question. But nonetheless, Gallant set at the chest, kicks and fires, and a breaking ball. Ring him up, strike 3. Really good pitch there from Aaron Gallant. So the Rangers do get 1 run in the top half of the second. We'll be right back, see if the Hawks can answer in the bottom half of the second. 1-0 Laramie. You're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. We're back at Pioneer Park here for the bottom half of the second inning. Augie Lane, Matt Petch, and Caden Guerra will be the 3 that Tatum Moore is faced with getting out here in the second inning. Bottom of the second, Rangers lead 1-0. Moore, ball in the dirt. Lane takes ball 1. Augie Lane, of course, the son of longtime Post 6 pitching coach Jade Lane. Jade's fingerprints are all over this program. As Moore's 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Lane. 1 ball and 1 strike to the designated hitter. Augie tasked with being the DH here in this one for the Hawks. Moore kicks and delivers, and ball down low. 2 balls and 1 strike on Lane. Hawks going with the red tops, the gray pants, and the red stirrups here in this one. More kicks and fires. Lane spins on it and fouls one off down the third base line. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Augie Lane. Augie plays football for Cheyenne Central. Really good lineman for the Indians. Lane back in the box and ready to go on this 2-2 pitch, and that is swung on and skied up in the air, and that's going to drop foul. Medina and Moore just could not decide who was going to catch it and decided that nobody was going to catch it. So Lane with the new life, still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Augie. Augie wearing number 21 this year. Moore working back out of the windup, kicks and delivers, and that is a called strike 3 down the middle on Lane. So Lane goes down on strikes, and that is the first strikeout of the day for Tate Moore, and that strikeout brings up Matt Petch. Petch doing the catching duties. He saw a lot of the catching duties for the Hawks last year as well. Played a little bit of outfield at this A level. Out of the windup, and that ball is in the dirt. Ball 1 to Petch. Petch is an extremely hard-working kid. He's a great swimmer for Cheyenne Central as well. Cheyenne Central had a great swim team this year. A couple guys in this post-6 organization as Petch takes ball 1 were on that Central swim team. Matt steps back in, waiting the pitch from McLean, and that pitch misses inside. Almost got the pants of Matt Petch. Last year it probably would have. Matt looks like he's filled out a little bit since last year. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And 2-2 as that fastball's right down the middle for Moore. Moore working extremely quickly in this one, keeping me on my toes, but that's how I like it, and I'm sure everybody else out of the crow's nest likes it as well, as it's a cold one here, and that pitch does hit Matt, and Petch will happily take his base. 2-2 in that count, and a hit by pitch. So leadoff base runner on once again here in the second inning for the Hawks. Excuse me, no, that was not the leadoff base runner. That was the second hitter. Lane struck out, 1 out here in this inning. Petch gets hit by the pitch, and that brings up Caden Guerra. Guerra playing first base today. Petch takes his lead off of first base, and that pitch is way outside, but Medina keeps it in front of him, and ball 1 on Guerra. Good to see Guerra getting the opening day start for the Hawks. He was a guy who was on the prep last year, very successful prep team. He won a lot of games, like kicks and fires, and Guerra hits one through past a diving Chamberlain, and first hit of the year in his first at-bat is Caden Guerra. So Hawks have something cooking once again. Petch on second, Guerra on first. That brings up left fielder Kirkwood. Kirkwood, of course, let that ball squirt by him in the last half inning. That allowed Laramie to take the 1-0 lead. So looking to pick himself up a little bit with a man in scoring position, 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning. Petch takes his lead. Kirkwood squares around a bunt. He gets it down, and Morris swings and tries to go to third, and Petch slides in safely. Not sure about the decision-making there from Tate and Moore, but has them loaded now for the Hawks. So the Hawks would really like to take advantage of that decision by the pitcher there. I thought that one, the jump that Petch got at second base, was just not quite good enough to go to third there, but Moore thought he had him. Nonetheless, bases loaded for the Hawks, and Colgan is up. Nick Colgan takes the first pitch up and in. Nick was a guy who took last season off from baseball, was not in the post-6 organization. Glad to see him back in a uniform. Moore misses upstairs, and 2-0 on Nick Colgan. Colgan playing second base today. Petch on third, Guerra on second, and Kirkwood on first here. Hawks have them loaded in the bottom half of the second inning. Moore kicks and fires, and that is strike number 1 on Nick Colgan. 2 balls and 1 strike. Colgan trying to drive in the first run of the year here for this Hawks squad, and possibly even give this Hawks squad the lead against the AA Rangers. Moore kicks, fires, ball down low. So Moore seems to have lost command here a bit in this second inning. Colgan back in, awaiting the 3-1 pitch from Moore. Moore kicks and delivers, and that pitch misses way upstairs, and that is ball 4. So that first run of the year does come in. Everybody will move up. Kirkwood to second, Garrett to third, and Petch comes in. And the Hawks have evened this game up at 1-1 here in the bottom half of this second inning. That brings up the Hawks leadoff hitter, Miles Porwall. Porwall had the leadoff single and then was involved in that strange double play in the first inning. But bottom of the second, he has a chance to do some damage. Moore kicks and fires as Porwall takes that pitch upstairs. Porwall, another guy that's a multi-sport athlete. I know he's plays football at Central. They had a successful freshman season. Shout out those guys. They won the state championship as Porwall takes that ball inside. Porwall back in 1-1 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Laramie Rangers, they're of course their varsity AA team, as Porwall fouls one straight back. This is their AA team. They're going to play a doubleheader against the Sixers. Of course, Post 6 is AA team. Tomorrow, hopefully over at Powers Field, if things dry up a little bit. More kicks and fires, and Porwall takes that one inside as well. So, as I said, Moore losing control a little bit here in this one. 1-1, things are all knotted up in the second. Moore kicks and fires. Porwall takes that one up. So back-to-back walks. And the Hawks have another run as Garrett comes in to score. Kirkwood moves to third base. Colgan moves to second. And Porwall will be at first base. And that brings up Coates. And the Laramie pitching coach wants to talk this one over. 2-1 is our score here at Pioneer Park. Pioneer Park is, of course, where all the Cheyenne Post 6 teams played before Powers Field was built. This was didn't look quite like this back in the day. I was a young toddler running around this place. My dad was the Hawks coach at one point, so spent a lot of time out here, a lot of good memories. Got to play here, coach here, and now call a game here. So if you go through this Post 6 program, you're going to have some experiences at Pioneer Park. Quick mound visit there, and that pitch misses outside to Coates, ball 1. So really laboring right now is Tayton Moore, only in his second inning of work. I'm sure head coach Aaron Lozano would like to see him go a little deeper here, especially this being a 9-inning game. Coates fouls one straight back for strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Coates back in the box, awaiting the 1-1 pitch from Moore. And that pitch is swung on, hit right back up the middle, scooped up by Chamberlain. And Porwall beats it, and Chamberlain can't get Coates at first base, so Chamberlain just kind of hot-dogged that one, and Porwall was running hard the whole way, and another run comes in, 3-1 Hawks. Here in this one, I know my scoreboard is incorrect. I'll get that fixed. Laramie only has 1, but that brings in Kirkwood scores, Colgan to second, Colgan to third, Porwall to second, and Coates in at first base, and that brings up Corey Williams. The first pitch to Williams is ball 1. So 3-1 Hawks here in this second inning. All of them have been a little, Morris has hurt himself as Williams takes strike 1 there. Moore has lost his control a little bit early on in this one, and the Hawks are taking advantage. Really, the Hawks could have scored in that first inning had they not run themselves out of it. So good to see them bounce back here in the second as Williams takes that pitch way upstairs for the ball. That is ball number 2 on Corey Williams. Williams had the hit by pitch in that first inning. Williams takes a called strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Williams back in, awaiting the pitch from Moore, and that pitch misses upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The ump just flashed his sign up. I keep writing that on the wrong guys. That's why my scorebook's a mess. So, Williams, and that pitch misses upstairs. So another walk for this Hawks team, and that leads to another run. Porwall goes to third. Coates goes to second. Williams goes to first, and Colgan comes in. So the bottom of that Hawks order have all scored 4-1 here, and that brings up Ethan Reisdorfer with a chance to do some damage as the first pitch to Reisdorfer misses inside. 4-1 Hawks here in this second inning. The 0-1 pitch to Reisdorfer for Moore is swung on and fouled straight back. So 1 ball and 1 strike on the Hawk right fielder. 4-1 is our score here in the second inning. Hawks leading this Laramie Ranger squad early on. And Reisdorfer gets into one, and that is going to get into the left center field gap and break perimeter. Porwall's in, Coates is in, Williams being waved in. Reisdorfer going to stop at second, and that is a bases clearing double from Ethan Reisdorfer. So 1 swing of the bat, and that's 3 more runs for the Hawks here, as that is 7 runs here in this second inning. And the Hawks are not done yet. Only 1 out as Reisdorfer hits the double and Augie Lane back up. Lane struck out to lead off this inning, and that is the only out for the Hawks here, and Lane fouls 1 straight back. 0-1 on Augie. 7-1 our score here early on. Reisdorfer with the huge bases clearing double for the Hawks to really blow this thing open here early on. And if Gallant keeps pitching the way he is, 7 runs could be plenty as Augie takes strike number 2. So, Lane back in the box looking to drive Ethan Reisdorfer in. More kicks, and that pitch misses, ball upstairs. Lane doing the designated hitting for Brad Barker's Hawks today. Carter Mossy and Aaron Smith are Coach Barker's assistants this year. Moore kicks and fires, and Lane grounds one. Chamberlain backs up on it, fires across, and that is out number 2. But Reisdorfer, with the good base running there, advances to third. We have 2 outs here in the second inning, and Lane has made both of those outs, bringing up Matt Petch. Matt Petch, of course, got hit by the pitch early on in this inning. 7-1 Hawks here in the second. Petch awaiting the pitch from Moore, and that pitch misses way upstairs. Ball 1 on the Hawk catcher. As I mentioned, Petch is a very seasoned catcher at this level. He got a lot of innings for the Hawks last year. Moore kicks and delivers, and that pitch misses upstairs. Ball number 2, 2-0. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today to the Hawks opener. We're supposed to be over at Powers and shifted over to Pioneer Park. Pitch misses upstairs to Matt Petch. 3 balls, no strikes. So here's the theme of this second inning is Moore seems to have no problems throwing strikes to Augie Lane, but that's about the only Hawk hitter he can stay consistently in the zone with. As strike number 1 on Matt Petch, 3-1. Petch taking all the way on that one. Petch, a very smart baseball player, doing the right thing right there as he does most of the time on the diamond. Moore kicks and fires, and that misses upstairs. So 2 plate appearances for Matt Petch here in this second inning, and he's respaced both times. First on a hit by pitch, and that one on a walk. That brings up Caden Guerra. Guerra had the single following up Petch's hit by pitch earlier on in this inning, past the glove of an diving Ryan Chamberlain, the Rangers shortstop. So first and third, 2 down here in the second for the Hawks. And Guerra pops one up. Jenkin is under it, and Jenkin makes the play. So the Rangers get out of this inning, but not before the Hawks can tag them for 7 runs here in the second. We'll be back with the top half of the third after this. You're listening and watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. And we are back here on opening day for the Cheyenne Hawks and the Laramie Rangers. Top of the order here in the top of the third inning for the Rangers, Ruckman, Morris, and Hogsett. Rangers looking to answer the 7 spot that the Hawks just put on them in the second inning. Gallant still working in this game. We'll be interested to see what Coach Barker wants to do with pitch counts early on as Gallant misses ball 1 here in the third inning. Ruckman walked in his first plate appearance, drew that leadoff walk. Not many base runners to speak of for the Rangers here in this one, just 1 hit. Gallant out of the windup, and that pitch is turned on and past an outstretched glove, and Reisdorfer will pick it up in the right field corner. And Ruckman has a double to lead off this third inning. Guerra just couldn't quite get to that one. Thought he was maybe going to have it, but couldn't get the leather on it, and Ruckman is on with the leadoff double here for the Rangers. So that's how you want to start an inning after giving up 7 runs in the second. Ruckman has to go give his Evo shield to head coach Aaron Lozano. That double brings up Aiden Morris. Morris flew out to Riley Kirkwood in the first inning. Gallant set, working with shortstop Coates. Coates clears, and Gallant ball 1 low to Aiden Morris. Gallant looking in, getting his sign from Matt Petch, catcher Matt Petch. Gallant comes set at the chest, checking on Ruckman at second base. Ruckman, healthy lead, and that is strike. Called strike number 1 on Aiden Morris. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Morris. Morris gets some instruction from Coach Lozano and is back in ready to go. Gallant working with Coates at second base after getting a sign from Matt Petch. Checking in on Ruckman. Coates, and they're going to call a balk there on Aaron Gallant. Couldn't tell if he flinched or not, but he must have, and that will send Ruckman to third base. Coates wanted the pickoff there. Gallant obliged. I thought it was a solid move. Didn't see anything crazy wrong with that move by Aaron Gallant, but something that the base umpire didn't like, and Ruckman will move to third base on the balk. Morris, 1-1 count on Aiden Morris. Morris flew out to Kirkwood. A fly out here would more than likely drive a run in for the Laramie Rangers, who will take one any way they can. at this point in time. Gallant gets a big swing and a miss from Morris on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ruckman hit the leadoff double and advanced to third base on the balk by Gallant, but Gallant has Morris down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the third inning. Gallant kicks and fires, and that ball is in the dirt. Good block there by Matt Petch, ball number 2. Petch is a guy that really prides himself on keeping everything he can in front of him at that catcher position, which is exactly what you want. He gets extremely frustrated when he does let one by in that ground ball. Coach is charging. He's going to scoop it, throw it to first base, and Morris is out, but that does bring in Ruckman, so not all bad for the Rangers. 7-2 here in the top of the third inning. Morris with the ground out from Coates to Guerra for the first out. And that brings up Riley Hogsett. Nobody on base for Hogsett. He struck out in his first plate appearance. Hawks are up 7-2 here in the third inning. Grant Storbo coming at you live from Pioneer Park. We'll be doing these Hawks and Sixers games all summer long as there's no scheduling conflict between the two. 7-2 Hawks. Glance first pitch to Hogsett, I believe was a strike. I was looking away for a second, and that one is fouled straight back. So, if my calculations are correct, 0-2, and I am correct as the home plate umpire flashes the count up. I appreciate that. As I mentioned, no scoreboard here at Pioneer Park, having issues with some sort of electronic in that scoreboard. So, keeping it all in that breaking ball will hit Hogsett right in the head, and the Rangers have another base runner, 1 out here in the third inning. So Hogsett takes that hit by pitch, and that brings up Ryan Chamberlain. Chamberlain had the ground ball to Coates at second base. He just stepped on second base to end that first inning. So Hogsett on first base and Chamberlain up at the plate. And movement, Petch throws the long hop, and Hogsett is in easily on the stolen base. I believe that pitch was called a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Chamberlain. So, after the stolen base, Rangers back in action here with a man in scoring position in the third inning. And a ground ball past the diving Williams. Hogsett going to be waved in. The throw coming in from Kirkwood. It sails his cut and allows Hogsett to score from second. So that's 2 runs here in the third. And Chamberlain's going to advance to second on the throw. So a single by Chamberlain driving in Hogsett, and the Rangers answer here in this one with 2 runs of their own and still going. 7-3 in the third inning. Working on getting that scoreboard back for you. Taking book, calling the game, making sure the camera's on. So I apologize for any graphics issues we may have. I'll work on getting those worked out. But 7-3 here in the third inning. Gallant set, working with Coates at second, kicks and delivers, and that pitch is a ball upstairs to Billy Jenkin. Jenkin, the first baseman here on opening day for the Rangers. 7-3 here in the third inning. Gallant set at the chest, holding Chamberlain on second base. Kicks and delivers, and that breaking ball just misses inside. Ball number 2 on Jenkin. 2-0, and that sends Matt Petch out to have a conversation with his pitcher, Aaron Gallant. 7-3 here in the third inning. Hawks lead. They got all 7 of those runs in the bottom of the second. Quick conversation between Petch and Gallant. We're back ready to go here in the third. Gallant comes set, checks on The runner at second just steps off, and they're going to call another balk on him. So whatever Aaron Gallant is doing right now with the runner on second base, this base umpire does not like. So another runner on third base, and that runner is Ryan Chamberlain. And we're going to have a mound visit from pitching coach Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith is a guy that has been around this program for a long time, won a lot of games as a Sixer, and coached a lot throughout this program. Great to see him back. 7-3 here in the third inning. That's a quick conversation between the infield and Coach Smith. Coach Smith, I was fortunate enough to play for him 1 year. Really knowledgeable guy when it comes to pitching. So these Hawks pitchers are in good hands. 2 balls, no strikes on Jenkin. And Chamberlain is on third base. And swing and a miss by Jenkin. 7-3 here in the third inning. I believe I have the scoreboard issues fixed. But 7-3 here in the third. Chamberlain on third base. Jenkin with the 2-1 count on him from Gallant. And that pitch is skied into right field. Reisdorfer is under it, tagging at third base, and he's going to come in. The throw in is going to be cut off by Guerra, and that's going to be a sacrifice fly. Chamberlain is in safely. So give up 7 in the second, turn around and get 3 of your own in the third, does Laramie. That's a sacrifice fly to right field by Billy Jenkin, and Brandon Chavez steps to the plate. Chavez flew out to Coates at shortstop in his first at-bat. 7-4 here in this one. Early on in this one, 9-inning game here, so could be a high-scoring affair when it's all said and done. Gallant working back out of the windup with no one on base. And that first pitch is a called strike on the inside corner to Chavez. Gallant's done a really good job of working that inner half. It's exactly what you want to see out of your pitchers here early on, or pitcher here early on. We'll see when they go to the bullpen if everyone can keep that up as that ball misses low. 7-4 here in the third inning. Thanks for watching on the Capital City Sports YouTube page for Sixer and Hawk updates all summer. You can follow me on Twitter at CCS307. Gallant kicks and fires, and that pitch is fouled off. And that one, I don't think the program is going to get back. That went into Old Men Jenkins' yard. That's a ongoing joke between Sixer players. You lose a ball over that third base dugout, and you're not going to get it back here at Pioneer Park. 7-4 our score in the third inning. Gallant kicks and fires, and that ball is fouled towards the Laramie bullpen. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chavez. Gallant looking for that third out of the third inning here. A couple of balks have hurt him in this inning. They weren't crazy balks, nothing that makes you go, wow, something's messed up there, but enough for the base umpire to grant the free bag from second to third twice in this inning. That pitch is turned on. Reisdorfer in pursuit, and that's going to get by Reisdorfer. He can't keep it in front of him. Chavez is burning it up into second base. And so Rangers with a 2-out base runner here in this one. Chavez reaches second. I'm going to give that one a single and an error. I think Reisdorfer could have kept that one in front of him, and that brings up Diego Medina, the catcher for the Laramie Rangers. So, man on second, that's Chavez. 7-4 here in the third inning, Hawks and Rangers. Opening day for both of these squads. Sixers, of course, opened up last weekend. Supposed to be a big tournament style this weekend early on. Ball inside to Medina. One ball, no strikes on the Rangers catcher. Supposed to get our first look at Rock Springs and Evanston this weekend, as well as Golden High School, but with the weather, they decided not to. Thankfully, Laramie's only 45 minutes away, and they still wanted to play this weekend. So, strike number one, 1-1 strike on Medina here in the third inning. Rangers have plated 3 runs here in this inning after giving up 7 in the bottom half of the second. So our score is 7-4. Gallant kicks and fires, and that ball misses outside. Good sliding play by Matt Petch right there. No advancement from Chavez. And we are 2-1 here at Pioneer Park. Love the ambiance that Pioneer Park has. The buildings out back, the interstate and right field. Really just a great location to play a baseball game. Gallant kicks and delivers, and that is fouled straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chavez, I mentioned, on second base. He had the 2-out knock for the Rangers. Rangers trying to draw ever closer. Hawks were up 7-1 coming into this inning, but Rangers have answered with 3 of their own and trying to make it 4 here with 2 outs. Medina wants time. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Medina. Aaron Gallant got the opening day start for the Hawks. Really happy for him. Glad to see he's back out and doing his thing on the mound. He was a key piece in both the Hawks and Prep pitching staffs last season. Gallant kicks and fires, and that pitch is skied. And Porwall looks like he's under it. He is, and that's the 3rd out on the fly out to center field. But the Rangers do get 3 runs in the 3rd inning. You're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. We are back at Pioneer Park here with the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Tayton Moore's day is done on the mound for the Laramie Rangers. He went 2 innings, surrendered 5 hits, did give up those 7 runs that you see on the board. 4 walks and 1 strikeout for Moore. Into the game for the Rangers is Mason Branch. Branch, a really long kid, big tall kid, and that pitch misses way outside to Riley Kirkwood. Kirkwood leading things off here for the Hawks as the count goes to 1-0 on Kirkwood. Kirkwood takes strike 1 from Branch. And the 3rd pitch of the at-bat is in there from Mason Branch. So after Not throwing strike one. He comes back and gets 2 strikes on Kirkwood. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Branch kicks and delivers, and that pitch is swung on and missed by Kirkwood. So 1 batter faced by Branch. He gets the swinging strikeout by Riley Kirkwood, and that brings to the plate Aiden Colgan. Colgan walked in that long second inning. Colgan stepping into the box here. And he fouls one off towards the parking lot, looking for some glass to find out there. Colgan back in the box. 8-9-1 for the Hawks this inning as Branch's next pitch misses low. Ball 1 on Nick Colgan. Colgan drove in a run with that walk as he was fortunate enough to face Tatum Moore when Moore just didn't have his best stuff there for a while in that second inning, and that's what, of course, chased him out of this game. I'm sure his opening day start, he would have liked to go a little deeper than just 2 innings as strike 2 on Nick Colgan. But Branch has come in and is firing strikes. Branch working out of the windup, high leg kick. That pitch is swung on, flared out to second base, and that is caught by Riley Hogsett, out number 2 in this one. So, the strikeout of Kirkwood and the fly out to Hogsett, not Fogsett. 2 down here, and that brings up the top of the Hawk order. Miles Porwall. Porwall also walked in that second inning, but does have a single here in this one. So, Branch 2 up, 2 down. Things looking good for the Laramie reliever. As strike number 1 on Miles Porwall. Porwall tried to check his swing, but it did not matter as that pitch was called a strike. Miles back in, awaiting the pitch from Branch, and that pitch misses low. I'm not positive, but I'd have to imagine that Laramie being the size town it is and Mason Branch's last name being what it is, he has to be related to Cowboy wrestling coach Mark Branch. I have to check with some of my sources on that one before I confirm it. 2 balls, 1 strike to Miles Porwall. 7-4 here in the 3rd inning. And that pitch is swung, grounded. Chamberlain scoops it up, fires over to first base, and 1-2-3 here in the the bottom half of the 3rd inning for the Hawks. So, after the Rangers answer that 7 spot, Hawks turn around and get a 0 in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be back with the 4th inning after this. are back here at Pioneer Park, opening day for the Hawks and the Laramie Rangers. Aaron Gallant got the opening day start for the Hawks. He went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, did give up 4 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 hit by pitches, and he and Nick Colgan just flop positions. Colgan on the mound, and Gallant out at second base now, 7-4 here. Hawks lead in the 4th inning. Colgan's first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Leading off this inning is the newly inserted pitcher, Mason Branch. So Branch getting his first at-bat of the day in this one. Colgan working out of the windup, and that pitch misses outside. Ball 1. 1-1 on Branch. Branch had the 1-2-3 inning in the bottom half of the 3rd against the Hawks. Colgan out of the windup, and that pitch is a ball upstairs. Thought that one was maybe going to get called a strike. Didn't. So 2 balls, 1 strike on Mason Branch. Branch, really tall, lanky kid. Colgan out of the windup, and that pitch misses way outside in the left-handed batter's box. So after getting the first pitch strike, 3 straight balls from Colgan here to Laramie's leadoff batter, Branch. Branch leading off the top of the 4th inning here. Rangers down 7-4 in the top of the 4th. That pitch misses upstairs, and Branch draws the leadoff walk. So Colgan comes in and issues a walk. That walk brings up Kaysen McLean. McLean had a backwards K strikeout looking in his first plate appearance. 0 for 1 on the day is McLean. Colgan set at the belt, kicks and fires, and that pitch misses low. So no problem on the first pitch of the inning from Colgan. That's the only pitch he's thrown for a strike so far. See if he can get locked back in here. Get a ground ball, maybe roll 2 here if you're the Hawks, and that is a called strike. So Colgan back in the strike zone, 1 ball, 1 strike on McLean. McLean, as I mentioned, 0 for 1 on the day. He's playing right field for the Rangers here on opening day. It'll be interesting to see. And McLean squares around a bunt. Petch hesitates on the throw, and Branch is in safely. Looked like Petch couldn't quite get it out of his glove quick enough there. A little bit of an issue on the transfer that allowed Branch to swipe second base. Didn't think it was a great jump from Branch on that one. But he's in safely, so Rangers leadoff man on second. They're cooking again here in the top of the 4th inning. Colgan working with Coates. Coates working in and out of Branch's back pocket, and he clears. And Colgan misses low and in. So ball number 3, 3 balls, 1 strike to Kaysen McLean. McLean, of course, the 9-hole hitter for the Rangers today. The top of that Rangers order is awaiting. Colgan kicks and fires, and that is ball 4. So back-to-back walks to the 8 and 9 hole for this Rangers team. We'll see if Colgan can get it locked back in. Colgan now facing Ruckman, Ben Ruckman, the center fielder for the Rangers today. He's walked, and he has hit a double. He's hit that double down the first base line in that 3rd inning and back up again in the top of the 4th. Colgan kicks and delivers, and that pitch is a called strike 1 to Ruckman. So good to see Colgan get back in the zone. Colgan awaiting the sign from catcher Matt Petch. Branch is on second. McLean is on first. 7-4 here in the 4th inning. And Colgan steps over. Nothing doing there. No throw. Branch back in easily. No movement there. Still 0-1 on Ruckman. See if the Hawks can get Ruckman out for the first time in this one. Colgan kicks, fires, Ruckman hits one into right field. Reisdorfer in pursuit, going to fall in front of him. He throws it in. Lozano going to wave Branch home. The relay throw coming in is in time. Great relay throw from Caden Guerra there. Reisdorfer to Guerra to Petch, and Branch is cut down at the plate for the first out of the inning. The single from Ruckman does no damage to the Hawks. Branch is thrown out at the dish for the first out of the inning. McLean does move to third. Rangers do have first and third, but one out here. Really good play there. Reisdorfer handled that well in right field. Hit his cut man. Garrett picked that throw. Didn't pick it. Hit him right in the chest. Fired it to Petch to get Branch. One out here in the fourth inning. Movement there. Petch going to throw down to second all the way through. Ball slips out of Glant's glove. Glant was showing the base umpire that he had it, but he did not. And McLean's going to come in. So that first run comes in on kind of a weird play. Ruckman stole second base there. Pretty good throw by Petch, but Glant thought he had it. He did not. He was standing there showing the base umpire his glove as the ball was rolling towards shortstop. So 5-7 here in the fourth inning. Seen some weird plays here early on. Man on second. Colgan kicks, fires, ground ball through the 5.5 hole. Lozano going to wave Ruckman home. The throw coming in is offline, and Ruckman scores easily. So the Rangers get their second run of the inning on the single from Aiden Morris. So 2 runs in here for the Rangers, and we have ourselves a ball game again. 6-7 is our score. I'm in the process of changing that scoreboard. That single brings up Riley Hogsett. 6-7 here in the fourth inning. Colgan in his first inning of work is the first pitch to Hogsett. Misses inside. Really back and forth affair here early. The only inning the Hawks have scored in was in that huge second inning. Laramie's gotten runs here. In this one, Colgan has the attempted pickoff. Morris is back in easily. 6-7 here in the fourth inning. Colgan set at the belt. Kicks and delivers, and that ball is called strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. 7-6, Hawks lead this one in the fourth. Long game ahead of us here. 9-inning game. These Rangers have 2 more tomorrow against the Sixers. The Hawks are done for the weekend after this one, trying to get their season started on a good note. Swing and a miss by Hogsett. And 1 ball, 2 strikes. Colgan would love a ground ball right here. The only out coming on that relay play at home plate. Colgan misses upstairs to Hogsett. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hogsett has struck out and been hit by a pitch in this one. He's also scored a run. Colgan checking in, going to have an attempted pickoff at Morris at first base. Nothing doing. Guerra flips it back to him on that one. 6-7 here. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Hogsett. Colgan misses way upstairs. That is ball number 3. So Hogsett has worked it back full, trying to reach base for his second time in this one. Ground ball would do wonders for the Hawks right here if they could, and that ball misses low. Another walk. So Rangers being patient here in this fourth inning, and it's paying off for them. No movement down in that Hawks bullpen. Matt Petch wants to go talk things over with Nick Colgan. As I mentioned early on in this one, Colgan did not play baseball in the post-6 program last year. Don't think he played any baseball last summer, if I'm not mistaken. So good to see him out back in uniform, maybe knocking a little rust off here in this one. That walk to Hogsett brings up Chamberlain. Chamberlain is 1 for 2 in this one. Chamberlain squares around a bunt, but pulls back and takes ball 1. I would assume that this Rangers squad is going to see if Colgan can get back in the strike zone. They're going to force the issue. Wouldn't even be surprised if they took a strike with how Colgan has struggled early on. Colgan kicks, fires, and strike number 1 on Chamberlain. So, good to see. Would love to see Nick Colgan work down a little bit more, maybe get a ground ball here, let his infield help him out. There is one out here in this 4th inning, 1-run game, 7-6, Hawks lead. We're at Pioneer Park here in the capital city. Chamberlain squaring around to bunt again. He pulls back and he skies one on the infield. Thankfully, the umpire's signal infield fly. Coach catches it anyway. So, 2 down here in the 4th inning. That flyout brings up Billy Jenkin. Jenkin is 1 for 2 on the day here. 0 for 2 on the day. Colgan trying to work out of this 4th inning with the lead still intact, and he misses just low on the first pitch to Jenkin. I misspoke. Jenkin is 0 for 1. He had the sac fly early on in this game. Home plate umpire is going to go have a discussion with Nick Colgan. Not sure what this is about. Aaron Smith going to go be a part of this conversation, it would appear. Not sure what's going on, and Coach Smith wants to find out what's happening. Not sure if Colgan was licking his hand, but come on, man. It's cold out there. You got to find a way to get grip somehow. He's not Trevor Bauer up there messing with spin rate and things like that. Let the kid play. So, 1 ball on Jenkin. Jenkin awaiting the pitch from Colgan. Colgan gonna spaghetti move over the top there. Nothing doing as Morris is in easily. Jenkin back in the box awaiting the 1-0 pitch from Nick Colgan. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Hawks trying to keep this lead intact. That's a ground ball through the 5.5 hole in between Williams and Coates. Kirkwood's going to come up throwing. That throw's going to be cut off by Corey Williams, and another run is in for the Hawks. That is an RBI single from Billy Jenkin. Morris will come in to score, and this game is all knotted up at 7. Hogs it, stays put at second base as that throw was cut off, but nonetheless, a run does score 7-7 here in the 4th inning. So, after the Hawks put up 7 unanswered, Laramie answers with 6 of their own. That brings to the plate Brandon Chavez. Chavez awaiting the 0-0 pitch from Colgan. Colgan kicks and delivers, and that ball misses just outside ball 1. 7-7 our score here in the 4th inning. Hawks trying to work out of this jam they found themselves in. A few long innings here in this one early on as ball number 2 to Chavez. 2 men on here with 2 outs in the 4th inning for the Hawks. Hawks trying to get out even here in this one. As I mentioned, Gallant went 3 strong. Colgan has come in, struggled a little bit early in his first inning of work as Chavez swings through that one. 2 balls and 1 strike. 7-7 our score here in the 4th. Fixing that scoreboard for you now. As I mentioned, doing book, no scoreboard. Here at Pioneer Park, had some issues with the power going out to it, so playing this game the old-fashioned way. Ball in the dirt from Colgan there. 3 balls and 1 strike on Chavez. Colgan eyeing the sign from Matt Petch, checking in on that base runner at second base. That's hogs it, and Chavez fouls one off over the fence, and that's another ball lost. 2 down here for the Hawks, and that's never a good sign. You're losing your baseball supply early on here. Seven to seven here in the fourth inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Chavez. And that pitch misses upstairs, ball 4. So Chavez draws the walk. Jenkins moves to second, and Hogs it moves to third. That brings up catcher Diego Medina. Medina flew out to center field and got hit by a pitch in his 2 plate appearances. He's 0 for 1, did score a run. Bases loaded here for the Rangers, so opportunity to really do some damage here and retake this lead in the fourth inning. 7 to 7 our score. Chavez takes ball 1. Excuse me, Medina takes ball 1, not Chavez. Diego Medina to the plate. Chavez, of course, on first base. Jenkins on second and hogs it on third. Looking for a teammate to drive him in. Colgan with the bases loaded, working out of the windup, and that pitch is skied on the infield. Petch in pursuit. Petch looks like he's under it, and Petch makes the sliding play. Wind was dancing on him a little bit, but good play there by Matt Petch. But the Rangers do get 3 back here in the fourth inning and tie this game up 7 to 7. We'll be back with the bottom half of the fourth inning after this. And we are back here at Pioneer Park in the fourth inning, 7 to 7. Lots of action here early on. This early season matchup between the Hawks and the Rangers. Rangers, of course, play the Sixers tomorrow twice. Mason Branch into his second inning of work after retiring the Hawks in order last inning, and he's going to face Coates, Williams, and Reisdorfer, each with a base hit on the day. And Coates takes strike 1 from Branch. 0-1 on Coates. Coates only an 8th grader this year. And he swings through that fastball 0-2. Shows the work he's put in here in this early on and through spring training for Coach Brad Barker to play him at shortstop and bat him second this one. Not too many 8th graders get the opportunity to do that at this level. Of course, the Hawks play in the A level of Legion Ball, so they will face a lot of varsity teams throughout this year, not always AA varsity teams. The 1-2 pitch is taken, breaking ball outside. They play more teams like Wheatland, Torrington, Douglas, Cody, bouncing around to some of those smaller towns throughout the state. So when they get the opportunity to play these AA teams, I know the Hawks really want to put their best foot forward. 3-2 on Coates here in this one. Hawks scored 7 in the second, but have turned around and gave up 3 in the third, 3 in the fourth, as Coates swings through that one. That's a strikeout. Branch's second strikeout on the day and the first out here in this fourth inning. Bottom of the fourth here, and that brings up Corey Williams. Williams 1 for 1 on the day with a walk. Williams has a fantastic eye from the left side. He really draws out at bats usually, and when he takes a pitch, it's almost always a ball, as is that one missing high and outside. Corey Williams, longtime Sixer bat boy, been around this program as long as he's been able to pick up a baseball glove. So good to see him finally getting to toss the jersey on as he takes that pitch low and in. Ball 2-2-0 on Corey Williams. Williams awaiting the 2-0 pitch, and that one is put right back up the middle, and that's a knock for Corey Williams, Corey's second hit of the day. So Williams on base, 1 out here in the fourth inning, and that brings up Ethan Reisdorfer. Reisdorfer, of course, had the huge swing in that second inning with the bases loaded, had the double, drove in 3 runs. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Great to see Ethan having a good year. Was talking to Brad Barker before this game started, and he was very complimentary of Reisdorfer's attitude and willing to work here early on in this season, which is just great to hear for Reisdorfer. Branch, ball misses way outside. Really good play by the catcher there, Diego Medina, to keep that in front of him. No advance from Williams, but 1-0. Branch kicks and delivers, and Reisdorfer fouls one straight back. Talking to Coach Barker before this one, he said he was hoping that Reisdorfer really has a breakout year this year, and I would agree with him. Last year was just a weird year for everybody. Not very many guys out as Reisdorfer skies that one over the Laramie dugout, and that gets out of play. So strike 2. I know that Coach Barker is looking for a lot out of the middle of his order, and he's getting it today. Coates, of course, with a hit. Williams with 2 hits. Reisdorfer with the huge double back in the second inning. Porwall in the leadoff spot also has a hit. So the top of the lineup doing their job for the Hawks today. Williams takes his lead off of second base. Branch kicks and fires, and Reisdorfer sprays one out towards the parking lot. Reisdorfer, a multi-sport guy. He plays football at Central. Big tight end. Got to get some information on his football skills. My brothers played tight end for the Indians this year, so they spent a lot of time with Ethan over the course of the season as that pitch misses outside from Mason Branch. So full count here on Reisdorfer. Williams on second base. Would imagine with opportunity here. Reisdorfer swings, puts one into left center field, another one in that left center gap. Williams going to score easily. Reisdorfer trucking it into second. Chavez throws it in. Reisdorfer not going to test it to third base, and Reisdorfer with his second double of the day, really swinging it well, and the Hawks back in front. 8-7 in this one. Really good swing there by Ethan Reisdorfer. And that brings up Aaron Gallant. Gallant is stayed in the game at second base after his day was done on the mound. This would be Augie Lane's spot, and Gallant swings through that first pitch. That double by Reisdorfer did give the Hawks the lead 8-7 here in the bottom of the fourth. Looking like this could be a back and forth game between the Rangers and the Hawks. Reisdorfer getting his lead off a second. Gallant skies one into center field. Ruckman is under it. He's going to make the play. No advance from Reisdorfer there, and that is the second out of the inning, bringing up Matt Petch. 8-7 here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Petch is 0 for 0 on the day. He has a walk and a hit by pitch. Has scored a run for the Hawks today. And he takes strike 1 on the outside corner here in his 3rd plate appearance. No official at bat for Matty Ice yet, but he's reached base twice for the Hawks. Reisdorfer getting a good lead at second base. That pitch misses way outside. Reisdorfer is an extremely aggressive base runner, not the fastest guy when he gets on the base paths, but he is aggressive and he gets good reads, and that's all you need. Petch nubs one back out. Branch bobbles it, fires to first, and the first baseman cannot hold onto it. That's Jenkin. Jenkin pops out of his glove, so Branch couldn't field it cleanly, maybe rushed himself a little bit, and that is an E1 on the pitcher Branch, not helping himself out there. Reisdorfer moves up to third base, Petch to first, and this inning continues. Caden Guerra up. Guerra is 1 for 2 on the day for the Hawks. Guerra got the start at first base today. Good to see him. He was another guy that was a longtime Sixer bat boy. Spent some time in the dugout with Caden during my playing days. He and Corey would tag team the bat boy roles, so pretty cool to see those two out here on the same field playing first and third here for the Hawks. And ball upstairs, and Medina's going to check on Petch at first base. Petch back in easily. So 2-0 on Guerra here. Would be huge if the Hawks could get another run back here in the 4th, 7-8. Slide step and delivers, and that is a ball upstairs. 3-0 on Guerra. Guerra awaiting the 3-0 pitch. Have to imagine he's taking right here, and he is, and he takes ball 4 upstairs. So Petch moves to second, Guerra to first on the walk, and Hawks in business here. Bases loaded. Riley Kirkwood up, the left fielder. Kirkwood struck out once in this game, and he's reached on a fielder's choice. So, base is juiced here for Kirkwood. And the first pitch from Branch is in the dirt, and Medina does a good job keeping that one in front of him. No advancement from any of the runners. Reisdorfer on first, Petch on second, Guerra on first. Would be huge to get a 2-out knock right here, and that ball is way outside. So Branch losing a little bit of control here. No stirring in either bullpen right now. See how deep Coach Lozano wants to go into his bullpen in this one. He does have a doubleheader tomorrow against the Sixers. Both of those games will be on this same YouTube channel as that pitch misses outside to Kirkwood. So another 3-0 count after walking Guerra on 4 pitches. That's 7 straight balls from Mason Branch. Like as I was saying, both of the Rangers and Sixer games will be on this YouTube channel. I'll be tag teaming it with KFBC's Keith Kelly, and that is ball number 4 to Kirkwood. So another walk here for this Ranger pitching staff and another run for this Hawks ball club. Reisdorfer comes in. He's the one that gets the easy trot home. So Hawks have 2 here in this inning, 9-7. As I was saying, both of the Laramie Rangers and Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers games will be on this YouTube channel, and I will have Keith Kelly with me doing the game, so you'll be able to listen. If you are unable to watch, you can listen to Keith and I do those 2 games tomorrow. Those are 3:30 and 6 o'clock, another evening. I believe Post 6 and manager Ty Lane wants to let Powers Field dry out a little bit. The plan is to play those games at Powers Field. Nick Colgan up with the bases loaded here. Petch on third, Guerra on second, and Kirkwood on first as Colgan takes strike 1. 0-1 on Nick Colgan. back into the batter's box, and strike number 2. Colgan didn't like that one, but does not matter. Strike number 2, 0-2 on Colgan. 9-7 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Playing 1 9-inning game, and ball low. 1 ball, 2 strikes, pretty good 0-2 pitch there from Mason Branch. Branch trying to limit the damage as much as possible. Laramie fought all the way back to tie this game up after being down 7-1. That pitch misses outside to Colgan. Scratched and clawed back, but have surrendered 2 runs to the Hawks and may surrender more as this inning goes on. Colgan fouls one off towards the parking lot. Branch at 44 pitches here in this one. Gallant finished at 68 pitches, faced 20 batters through 41 strikes in his start for the Hawks. Colgan trying to do some damage with 2 outs here in this one. Colgan awaiting the pitch, and that is strike number 3. Strikeout looking for Nick Colgan, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. But the Hawks do reclaim the lead, 9-7. They get 2 runs here in the 4th. We'll be back with the top half of the 5th inning. After this, you're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. And we are back here in the top of the 5th inning. Hawks regain the lead in the bottom of the 4th, 9-7 here, high-scoring affair between the Rangers and the Hawks in this opener. Nick Colgan still on the mound in this one. He came in relief of Aaron Gallant, and he's going to be tasked with facing Branch, McLean, and Ruckman. And the first pitch from Colgan gets to the backstop, ball 1. So, ball 1 to Mason Branch, 1-0, 9-7 here in the 5th inning. Colgan working out of the windup here in the 5th, and ball just outside, 2-0. We are in the top of the 5th inning, as I mentioned. Playing 9 innings here in this one. Colgan kicks, fires, and that is a called strike 1 on Branch. 2 balls and 1 strike. As I mentioned, the Rangers play the Sixers twice tomorrow. We'll have both of those games on this YouTube channel. Shout out to everyone watching. Thank you for the support. And swing and a miss from Branch on that. So from 2-0 to 2-2. And the Hawks pitcher has this count evened up, the leadoff batter here in the 5th inning. Top 5, 9-7 Hawks lead. Colgan out of the windup And breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count goes to 3-2 on Mason Branch. Nobody working down in that Hawk bullpen. Sun's starting to set here at Pioneer Park. Colgan gets his sign. The payoff pitch is swung on and missed, and that's a strikeout. So Colgan strikes out Mason Branch. That brings up Kason McLean, the right fielder. McLean has walked and has struck out, and that is Colgan's first strikeout here in this game. So really good start to this fifth inning after getting that lead back in the fourth. Colgan's first pitch to McLean is in the dirt, so just like he did to Branch, falling behind 1-0. Really good job by Colgan in that last batter. He fell behind in the count and worked his way back to get the strikeout of Mason Branch. And called strike number one, 1-1 strike on Kason McLean. McLean, the right fielder for the Laramie Rangers today. Lights are on here at Pioneer Park. And ball outside, 2-1 strike to Kason McLean. Scott Colgan kicks and fires, and that pitch misses outside. 3-1 strike for those Wyoming basketball fans. Just got notice that transfer point guard Marcus Williams is going to Texas A&M, which is unfortunate for the Cowboys. And swung on, ground ball is going to be foul. Corey Williams scoops it up but doesn't need to throw it, so it was on the left side of that third base bag. So 3-2 strikes once again here in this fifth inning. Colgan struggled a little bit in his first inning of work, seems to have settled in a little here in the fifth. Colgan gets his sign from Petch. The payoff pitch is a called strike three. So back-to-back strikeouts of Branch and McLean for Nick Colgan. And there's two down here in the top of the fifth for the Hawks. Really good job by Nick Colgan here early on, retiring the 8-9 batters for this Laramie squad. And that brings up Ben Ruckman. Ruckman's a guy that this Hawk team just can't seem to get out today. He started the game off with a walk, then he hit a double down the right field line, and then he hit a single in the fourth inning. So he is swinging the bat well here early on, and he gets hit by Colgan's first pitch to him. So after striking out the first two, Ruckman gets hit by the pitch, and that brings up Aiden Morris. Top half of this Laramie Rangers lineup is the ones doing the damage on the Hawks here as well. That's working both ways here in this game. Colgan here with 2 outs in the top of the fifth inning. 9-7, looking to keep that 2-run lead intact, and that first pitch is fouled straight back by Aiden Morris. Morris, 1 for 3 on the day, does have 2 RBIs. Colgan checks in on Ruckman at first base. No movement, and ball misses just upstairs from Nick Colgan. 1-1 strike. Morris playing third base today for this Laramie Rangers squad. Laramie Rangers have a pretty good returning team, I believe. I was talking to one of their parents before the game, and they believe they have a pretty good squad this year. Ball outside from Nick Colgan, 2-1 strike. So after back-to-back strikeouts, the hit by pitch to Ruckman, Colgan down in this count, 2-1. 9-7. Dusk is upon us here. Pioneer Park, as that pitch is also fouled towards the parking lot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I know Nick Colgan would love to get Morris here on this pitch rather than go to 3-2. You never know what happens on 3-2 with the runner starting. Makes it much easier to score if you're the Laramie Rangers. Colgan set at the belt. No movement from Ruckman. And that pitch is swung on and missed. So 3 strikeouts in the top of the 5th for Nick Colgan. And the 2-run lead for the Hawks stays intact. 9-7 Hawks. Will be back with the bottom half of the 4th inning. You're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. And we are back here at Pioneer Park in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Going to be the top of the order for the Hawks: Porwall, Coates, and Williams. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Colgan struck out the side in the bottom of the top of the 5th, keeping this 9-7 lead intact. Still Mason Branch on the mound for this Rangers team. Strike 1 to Porwall. Porwall has been on base twice, has a single, a walk, and a ground out. 1 for 2 on the day, and ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Miles Porwall. Porwall is an extremely good athlete. We saw that on display early on in this game when he beat a routine ground ball as that ball's fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball to Chamberlain at short, and he just didn't think, he thought he had the sure out at second, and Porwall just flat beat him there. So, always got to be wary when Miles is in the box, as that pitch misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Porwall. Miles bounced between the Hawks and the Prep last season. I would imagine he's going to be a full-time Hawk this year. Numbers are up as that pitch is speared out to second base. Bobbled by Hogsett. He fires over in time to get the speedy Porwall. So the bobble does not hurt Riley Hogsett, and the 4-3 putout is the first out of the 5th inning for the Hawks, and that brings up Coates. Coates has a single in this game. 1 for 2, also has a hit by pitch. Branch kicks and fires, ball upstairs to Coates. 9-7 our score here in the 5th inning. I want to give a big shout out to everyone tuning in. Ball inside. Strike. Coates had to jump out of the way of that one, but the breaking ball caught the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on Coates. Branch kicks and delivers, and that one behind the back of Coates and goes to the backstop. 2-1. As I was saying, we'll be doing Hawks and Sixers games all summer, so all your post 6 baseball needs will be fulfilled right here on this YouTube channel. We're on every social media you can imagine, as Branch kicks, and that ball is outside. 3-1 to Coates here. See what Coates does. You can like us on Facebook, on Instagram, ccs.307, Twitter, ccs307. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button here as Coates draws the walk. Really good at bat there by Coates, and he's on base for the 3rd time. We'll be bringing you Hawks and Sixers games all year long. Make sure you don't miss any by following us on social media and subscribing to our YouTube channel. One out here in the fifth. Porwall grounded out. Coates walked, and that brings Williams to the plate. Williams 2 for 2 on the day, swinging a really hot bat as he takes that first pitch inside. 1-0 on Corey Williams. As I mentioned, Williams and Guerra, the two corner infielders today, spent a lot of time together retrieving bats for the Sixers in their youth. As that pitch is a called strike on the outside corner on Corey Williams. 1 ball, 1 strike. Williams back in the box awaiting the pitch from Branch. Moving on the pitch is Coates, but Williams fouls one off, and another ball lost. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Williams, I had the privilege of coaching him last year on the Hawks, gave him the nickname the Terminator. He doesn't show any emotion until he does, and then you're really in trouble if you're wearing a different colored jersey. Williams flares one out towards right field and loses another ball, so Post 6 is going to be diving deep into that Pearl budget, as we've seen a few balls get lost over the fence already in this one. Williams hitting from the left side. We'll see if Coates is in motion here. He was early on in this at-bat. He is in nope, fake steal, but he gets caught way too far off, but the first baseman cannot apply the tag. That's Billy Jenkins. Jenkins couldn't quite get the tag on, and that was a ball to Corey Williams, so the count goes to 2-2. Coates was way off. I thought he was running on the pitch, but he hit me with a fake steal. Did not fool Diego Medina as he threw behind him, and Coates was lucky to get back in. And that is strike number 3 on Corey Williams on the low outside corner, and out number 2 for the Rangers here in this inning. So, ground out to lead off the inning. Coates walks, stayed put at first base. Williams strikes out looking. That brings up Reisdorfer, who I do not think the Rangers want to see right now. He's 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 2 doubles in this one. Really seeing it well right now. And he fouls the first pitch towards the backstop. Coates still at first base, as I mentioned. Coach Barker informed me that Coates is only an 8th grader this season, so young gun up here getting a chance with the Hawks. Ball just outside to Ethan Reisdorfer. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reisdorfer grounded out in his first at-bat, and after that it has been all fireworks with the bat from Ethan Reisdorfer. Reisdorfer awaiting the 1-1 pitch, and that one is fouled straight back over my head. Up in the crow's nest, 1 ball, 2 strikes. See if Coates is in motion. This could be a count where you see a breaking ball, a pitch in the dirt where Branch doesn't want to give in. Coates is moving. Reisdorfer puts one into right field, and that drops. 2 outs. Coates was not quite sure how many outs there were. He was running back to first base. I think he could have gone first to third as that ball dumped right in front of McLean, but he stays put at second, and lucky to be there. McLean's throw was fired into Chamberlain at second and almost tagged Coates out. But nonetheless, we have runners at first and second here in the 5th inning. That brings up Aaron Gallant. Gallant flew out in his last at-bat. Gallant only has 1 at-bat on the day. He stayed in after being the starting pitcher. As that pitch misses inside, almost gets Gallant, but doesn't. No movement from Coates or Reisdorfer. Augie Lane was the DH to start this one. He got 2 at-bats, and then when Brad Barker elected to make a pitching change, Gallant stayed in the game and swapped positions with Nick Colgan. Ball 2 on Aaron Gallant, 2-0. Branch checking in on Coates at second, nobody holding, and Gallant swings and fouls a pitch off. Strike number 1 on Aaron Gallant. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Hawks trying to get things going again with 2 outs. We've seen that a couple times today from both offenses where the 2-out runs being scored are huge, and that is a called strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Branch in a situation where he would like to get Gallant right here. If you go to 3-2, these runners are going to be moving with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Branch kicks and delivers, and that ball is way outside. So we have that exact situation I was alluding to, full count with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. The Hawk base runners are going to make sure Branch goes to the plate, and they will be off on the pitch. Would be huge as that ball is hit up in the air. Neither runner was moving. Coach Barker out trying to instruct his base runners, what the heck is going on, guys? 3-2, 2 outs. We have to be moving. Unless I'm mistaken on the count, which I could be. But I was pretty sure it was 3-2. And they are moving this time, and that is a called strike 3. So, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Branch. Hawks have nothing going in the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back with the top of the 6th right after this. And we are back here in the top half of the 6th inning. It's going to be Hogsett, Chamberlain, and Jenkin for the Rangers. Nick Colgan still on the mound. Into his 3rd inning of work, we saw Gallant go 3 innings. Colgan is into his 3rd inning of work, struck out the side in his last inning, and the first pitch is outside to Hogsett. 1 ball, no strikes. Colgan working out of the windup here to start this 6th inning, and ball upstairs on Hogsett. 2 balls, no strikes. This has been the story for Nick Colgan here in this one. When he's in the zone, he's really tough to hit. When he's not, he gets himself into a little bit of trouble. Weird how that works for most pitchers. Ball low and in. 3 balls, no strikes on Hogsett. Hogsett does have 1 hit on the day, and that is a called strike, 3-1. 9-7 here in the 6th inning. Hawks trying to start their season off well. We are playing 9 innings today. So this is the Hawks' only game on the weekend, and that pitch is fouled straight back, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Colgan has battled all the way back, and the payoff pitch is fouled towards the parking lot, and we will have another 3-2 pitch. Here at Pioneer Park. Colgan kicks and fires ball just outside, so that is a leadoff walk for the Rangers, and that usually means good news for an offense. So Hogsett walks to lead off the inning. That brings up Ryan Chamberlain. Chamberlain, the shortstop today for the Laramie Rangers. Chamberlain, 1 for 3 on the day, does have a RBI in this one. Colgan set at the belt, checking on Hogsett, fires ground ball. Coates scoops it. Oh, bounces off of his glove. He can't handle it, and that is going to be an error on Coates. So the first 2 runners of the batters of the inning are on. Hogsett is on second. Chamberlain reaches on the E6 by Coates, and that brings up Billy Jenkin. 1 for 2 on the day, does have 2 RBIs and has fanned once. That's 1 strikeout. So, first 2 guys on here in the 6th, and the Rangers are cooking here early, and that is a called strike 1 to Jenkin. That was a tailor-made double play, and the Hawks just couldn't handle it. Looked like Coates got a little bit excited on that one and flipped it before he caught it. And foul ball. So, turns around and goes 0-2 on Jenkin. Looking for another ground ball is Nick Colgan. That was a well-hit ball by Chamberlain, so that would have been a pretty easy play. He was not too far out of the box by the time that ball got to Coates. Kicks and delivers, ball upstairs, pops out of Petch's glove. No advance, didn't get far enough away. Hit Matt Petch right in the glove and just kind of shot straight up and straight down. So, no advancement for the Rangers on this one. Colgan back on the mound for the Hawks. Colgan working with Coates, checking in on Hogsett at second. No movement, and that pitch is just off the outside corner. Thought maybe that was going to be strike 3. It wasn't, pushing the count to 2-2. Strikeout for the Hawks here would be huge with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Colgan fires, and that pitch is swung on and missed. So Jenkin will take a seat after the swinging strikeout, and that's the first out of the inning here in the 6th for the Rangers. And that brings up Brandon Chavez, the left fielder. Chavez is 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. Chavez bats from the left side, as Laramie has quite a few lefties, I've noticed. There is some movement down in that Laramie bullpen, so we may be seeing a new Ranger arm. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Colgan kicks, fires, and that is a called strike 1. And there is also some movement down in the Hawk bullpen, so I would imagine, depending on how this inning goes, we could see a pitching change or maybe a fresh arm in the 7th. That would be ideal for the Hawks. Colgan kicks, fires, misses way outside on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 9-7 here. Hawks lead the Laramie AA squad. Always exciting when the Hawks get a chance to play a AA team. I know when I coached and when I played on the Hawks, I always wanted to put my best foot forward in these type of games. And that pitch misses just outside from Colgan. 2 balls and 1 strike. Can't tell everybody how excited I am to be streaming these games. As somebody who is a product of this Post-6 program, it's near and dear to my heart, and I'm excited to be providing this product for the rest of the summer. Follow along on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube. And that pitch is a called strike from Nick Colgan. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll be doing Hawks and Sixers games on this YouTube channel all year long. So, follow along and make sure you don't miss anything. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So, lots of outlets where you can get your post-6 baseball news. There will be more and more as we go in the summer and as I get more comfortable doing these games. And that pitch is fouled straight back, so we'll do 2-2 again. 9-7 here in the early evening in Cheyenne. Really a cold night, I'm sure, but fortunate to be playing baseball this weekend after the snowstorm hit us like it did. That's why we're at Pioneer Park and not Powers today. Powers wasn't quite fully dried out. And Colgan's pitch is a ball. The home plate umpire flinched a little bit on that one, thought about ringing him up, decided not to. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Colgan looks like he's laughing that one off. I think he saw the flinch from the home plate umpire there too. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 men on here in the 6th for the Rangers, Hawks trying to work out of this. And that pitch is grounded. Gallant going to scoop it up, hit him in the chest, pick it up, throw it over to first. So, not able to turn the double play, but Gallant keeps it in front of him, fires over to Garrett at first base for the 2nd out of the inning. But both runners do advance. So, Chamberlain is on 2nd, and Hogsett is on 3rd. Would be huge if the Hawks could keep this 9-7 lead intact here in the 6th inning. That ground out brings up Diego Medina, the catcher. Medina, 0 for 2 on the day, does have a hit by pitch, and that ball is skied up. Petch can't find it, but it is out of play, so does not matter. Strike 1 on Medina. Colgan up around 60 pitches right now, so makes sense that there's movement down in that bullpen. If I saw correctly, I believe it was Angelo Lahnert, but I will confirm that as we go along in this game. Colgan fires, and that pitch is grounded towards the on-deck batter. That is Branch that had to keep his eyes up in an 0-2 count here on Medina. As I said, would be huge if the Hawks could keep this 9-7 lead intact. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout from Nick Colgan, and the Hawks do indeed keep that intact. So, 2 runners left on for Laramie in the top of the 6th. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th after this. We are back at Pioneer Park for the bottom half of the 6th inning here. Going to be Petch, Garrett, Kirkwood here for the Hawks, and we have a pitching change for the Laramie Rangers. It's going to be Aiden Morris. Morris started this game at third base, and he and Mason Branch just flipped spots. Branch's final line, he went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts as the first pitch to Petch misses just outside. Ball 1. Petch on the day reached on an error, has a walk, and a hit by pitch. So Petch doing a little bit of everything except getting a hit right here. 2 balls, no strikes on the Hawk catcher. Matt Petch awaiting the pitch, and that pitch is flared out into the Bermuda Triangle behind second base, and a really good play there by Hogsett to make that one. That's one of those goofy ones where 2 outfielders are coming in and the second baseman's going back, but Hogsett made a good play, probably the only play for the Rangers there, and out number 1 for Aiden Morris. Morris, 1 man faced, 1 man retired. That brings up Caden Guerra. Guerra playing first base today for the Hawks. Guerra wants time. As I mentioned, cool to see Guerra and Williams out here together as they spent time in the dugout being Sixer bat boys when I was playing, which feels like a long time ago now. Ball inside to Guerra. 1 ball, no strikes. Guerra awaiting the 1-0 pitch from Morris, and that one is a called strike at the knees. Morris set at the numbers and fires, and that one is also a called strike on the outside corner, so 1 ball, 2 strikes to Guerra. Guerra 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. And that one is inside, just misses hitting Guerra. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Guerra waiting the 2-2 pitch, and that one is a called strike 3. Guerra didn't like it, doesn't matter. One guy's opinion matters, and that is out number 2 on the inning for the Laramie Rangers. So Morris comes in and steadies the ship a little bit. We'll see if Riley Kirkwood has anything to say about it in this one. 9-7, Hawks lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Kirkwood is 0 for 1 on the day, has reached on a walk, and that is a called strike on the breaking ball from Morris. Kirkwood also reached base on a fielder's choice in this one. Morris kicks and fires, and that breaking ball misses outside and low. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Riley Kirkwood. Kirkwood awaiting the pitch, and that one is also a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maybe getting a little bit cold out there, zone expanding a little. See center fielder Ben Ruckman jumping up and down, trying to stay warm, and a swing and a miss on a fastball from Kirkwood there. So 3 up, 3 down for the Hawks in the bottom of the 6th, but they still lead by 2 runs, 9-7 here in the 6th inning. You're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. We'll be back with the top of the 7th after this. we are back here with the top of the 7th pitching change for the Hawks. As I alluded to early on, it's going to be Angelo Lahnert on the mound. Colgan's day ends 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. And the first pitch from Lahnert is swung on and missed by Mason Branch. 0-1. Lahnert was a guy who was on the Hawks last year, really helpful to their pitching staff last season, and I expect him to do better and better as this year moves on and he goes to 0-2, and that's good to see from Angelo Lahnert early on in this year. Lahnert was a guy that sometimes last year got himself in trouble with his control, but when he is he is tough to hit. I also want to mention Braxton Bubba Stewart is behind the dish, and that's strike 3 from Lahnert. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and have a seat, Mason Branch. That's a backwards K. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Good start for Angelo Lahnert. As I was saying before that strikeout, Braxton Stewart is behind the dish now, taking over the catching duties from Matt Petch. Got to imagine with only 1 game, we'll start to see a lot of these reserves. Lahnert gets strike 1 on McLean as McLean was trying to bunt that one. Both Garrett and Williams came charging in, so probably a good thing he bunted through that ball or he would have been out. Lahnert really looks like he's added some velocity from last year. Really proud of Angelo. He was a guy that worked hard on his delivery, and it seems to be paying off here early. 1-1. Good to see him get that first strikeout and jump out in front of McLean, but McLean evens the count on that high fastball. Lahnert, an extremely good athlete, multi-sport guy, plays football, plays basketball over at Central. Swing and a miss by McLean, and these guys are not putting together very good swings off of Lahnert here in his first inning of work. Gallant went the first 3. Colgan went the next 3. We'll see if Lahnert can go the final 3 and close this one out for the Hawks. Hawks lead 9-7 here. It has gone dark at Pioneer Park. And that ball is skied on the infield. Gallant in pursuit of it. Gallant under it. Hits off his glove. And he picks it up, fires, and good job running hard by McLean there. He was running hard the second that got hit. That didn't go much further than the pitcher's mound. Gallant could not handle the pop fly, but McLean running hard gets to second on the E4. So, Angelo Lahnert, nothing he can do about that one, as that was a pretty good sequence, but that brings us back to the top of the order in Ben Ruckman. Ruckman's a guy that has been a menace today for the Hawks. He's yet to be retired, and that first pitch is a ball outside. So, McLean on second here with 1 out in the 7th inning. Lahnert checking in on McLean at second base. Coates working in his back pocket, clears, and Ruckman wants time. And I agree with him. Lahnert and Coates were working together, making sure McLean stayed close. And Ruckman had enough, wanted to step out and reset things. Lahnert back on the mound. Gets the sign from Stewart. Kicks and delivers, and moving on the pitch is McLean, but that is fouled straight back by Ruckman. So, 1 ball, 1 strike. Good thing that was fouled off. I thought McLean had a really good jump on that one. So, Lahnert back on the mound for the 1-1 pitch. Lahnert set at the belt. Working with Coates, and he steps off. Somebody's not on the same page there between Stewart, Lahnert, and Coates, and good job by Angelo there, just stepping off and resetting things. 1-1 to Ruckman here. And that pitch misses just outside. Ruckman, the center fielder for the Rangers in this one. 2 balls and 1 strike on him. He's 2 for 2 on the day, does have a walk. Lahnert set at the belt. Coates clears, kicks, and fires, and that pitch is swung through by Ruckman. Strike number 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lahnert awaiting the sign from his catcher Stewart, and something going on there. Lahnert steps off once again. Something I noticed last year with Angelo. Sometimes at night he has issues seeing the signs and you have to go change them. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if the Hawks do that. Lahnert spin pick. Coates catches it, but McLean in safely on that one. Nothing done. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still McLean out on second base. Lahnert set at the belt, kicks and delivers, and that pitch is swung through, pops off of Stewart's glove. Ruckman's going to be safe on the drop third strike. So, first and third for the Rangers. Ruckman is on first base. McLean moves up to third on that one. So, Lahnert can't buy a break right now. The dropped pop fly on the infield by Gallant, and then Ruckman swings through that one, and it pops out of Stewart's glove. And the Rangers have 2 guys on without really having done anything here in this inning. That can be frustrating at times as a pitcher. See if Angelo stays unfazed by it or if he lets it get to him a little bit. But the way he's throwing right now, I would tell him, just keep doing your thing, young man. And that first pitch to Morris is fouled back towards the parking lot. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Lahnert come in relief of Nick Colgan. Colgan, who came in for Aaron Gallant. They each threw 3 innings. This is Lahnert's first inning of work. Lahnert kicks and delivers, and that one misses outside. And a little bit of a delayed steal from Ruckman there. But no throw from Stewart, so second and third now. 1-1 count. 9-7 ball game here at Pioneer Park, top of the 7th inning. Still lots of game left here. So we're playing 9 tonight in this opener for both squads, and that pitch misses just inside on Morris. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lahnert kicks and delivers, ball, and I'm not sure what was going on there. Morris thought he had ball 4. That was not ball 4. That was only ball 3. He was making me second guess my book-taking skills right there. But he goes back and grabs his bat and steps back in for the 3-1 pitch. Lahnert set at the belt, delivers, and that one is swung on through the 5.5 hole in between Williams and Coates. 1 run going to score. Kirkwood coming in, but going to get the stop sign is Ruckman. So only 1 run scores. McLean comes in on the RBI single from Morris, and the Rangers inch closer once again. Ruckman moves up to third. Only 1 out here in this inning. 8-7 game. Hawks still clinging on to that lead. This is an inning that the Hawks are going to look back on and go, man, we really shot ourselves in the foot here. We had a error and a drop third strike, and we let Laramie right back in. Lahnert comes set, and that pitch misses outside to Hogsett. So, 2 on here with 1 out in the inning. 1 run lead for the Hawks. I am Grant Storbo coming at you live. Lahnert steps off. They're doing a little first and third trickery. And Morris is going to slide in safely. They did the old jog out in between first and second and see if we can get the pitcher to balk. Lahnert did not balk, but keeping an eye on Ruckman at third base, Morris was able to get in safely. Probably a good job there by Angelo. Didn't balk, didn't allow the run to score, did allow the stolen base, but I think the Hawks will take that on a play like that, and that is a ball number 2 to Hogsett. So, Angelo, after being in the strike zone consistently, starting to lose it a little bit at the top of this Ranger lineup. Lahnert set at the belt, Kicks and delivers. Squares around. Does not go. So that is 3 balls and no strikes. Hard to tell from my angle if Hogsett pulled back or not. The home plate umpire decided he did, so 3-0. This kills pitch count, too. Lawnard only at 20 pitches, but could have been out. Squares around again, and that's ball 4. So, bases loaded now with 1 out, and the Hawks find themselves in a little bit of trouble. Aaron Smith wants to go talk things over with his pitcher, Angelo Lawnard. I have to imagine he may be talking to the defense a little bit more than the pitcher with how this inning has gone. Nonetheless, Rangers have them loaded while Coach Smith has this mound visit. I just want to say thanks to everyone watching. Gotten some very encouraging texts from people throughout this game. Excited to be doing this for the Sixers and Hawks all year. Follow us on whatever your preferred social media is. We're on all of them. Subscribe on YouTube. We'll be doing games all season long as there is no conflict between the Sixers and the Hawks. So, mound visit gets broken up here. Hawks clinging to this 9-8 lead in the 7th. But not a normal game here. We're playing 9 today, so still plenty of game ahead of us in this one. Chamberlain, the cleanup hitter, up to the plate for the Rangers. And that pitch misses upstairs from Angelo. 1 ball and no strikes. See if Angelo can get himself locked back in and keep this 1-run lead intact. A ground ball here would be huge for the Hawks. That pitch misses just outside. Good job by Stewart keeping that one in front of him. So he was set up on the inside part of the plate there and had to reach all the way over to the left-handed batter's box to catch this one. Lawnard delivers, and that pitch misses upstairs, gets by Stewart, and all runners are going to advance. That brings another run in. The count goes to 3-0. Hogsett to second, Morris to third, and Ruckman comes in to score. So Rangers have 2 across in this inning, tie this game up, and are not done yet. That takes the double play out of possibility here for the Hawks, at least the traditional double play. 9-9 here in the 7th. All of these runs, and that ball misses low. So Chamberlain goes to first base, and Lawnard losing a little bit of control after starting the inning about as well as you could have asked him to. Struck out the first man he faced. Next one was an error on second baseman Gallant, just a pop fly. He didn't look into his glove, followed by a drop third strike. So really, all these runs are, the Hawks are just shooting themselves in the foot. That one is in the dirt to Jenkins. So things coming a little unhinged. A single by Morris, and then back-to-back walks by Hogsett and Chamberlain have tied this game up here in the 7th inning. We've seen the Hawks answer. We'll see if they can do it again. Lawnard would love to keep this game tied to see what his bats can do. Called strike on the outside corner there to Jenkins. Jenkins with the open stance. Lawnard set at the belt and ball upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Would love to see Angelo get one in at the knees right here and Jenkins roll one over into a double play. That would be perfect for the Hawks right here. 9-9 here in the 7th. And that pitch misses just upstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike. Would hate to walk in a run here and give these guys, this Ranger team, even more for free. See a few guys jumping up and down trying to stay warm, and that pitch is a called strike. So 3 balls, 2 strikes here on Billy Jenkins. Angelo trying to get out of this inning with the game still tied at 9. Bases loaded here for the Rangers. Lawnard fires, and that pitch misses just low. So a run will come in on the walk. That's the 3rd straight walk. All runners move up, and Morris comes in to score. Laramie regains the lead at 10-9 here in the 7th. This is quite the shootout we have going on here. I'm sure that Coach Lozano doesn't love that because he does have to come back and play 2 games against the Sixer varsity team tomorrow. We will have those games on this same YouTube channel that you're watching. We'll have a special broadcast as we will have throughout the summer. Keith Kelly and I will be doing it together. KFBC's Keith Kelly. You can listen to that game on the radio, or you can watch it here and listen to Keith and I on the call. So 10-9 in the process of getting that scoreboard fixed, and Lahnert misses upstairs to the lefty Chavez. 1 ball, no strikes. 10-9 here in the 7th. That my scoreboard graphic is not cooperating. I will get that fixed. Lahnert misses upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. So after a strikeout of the leadoff batter, Lahnert is yet to record an out. Still 1 gone here, but has not gotten a ton of help from the defense. Lahnert kicks and delivers. Some movement on that fastball and misses upstairs to Chavez. 3 balls, no strikes. So, Rangers capitalizing on these walks from Angelo Lahnert. Walks and lack of defense, quite frankly. Lahnert kicks, fires, and that one is a ball. That's ball 4. And that will bring another run in. All runners will advance. Hogsett will come in to score. And it goes to 11-9 here. And the Hawks just cannot get out of their own way. So Chavez is on first with the walk. Jenkin on second. Chamberlain on third. 11-9 is our score here at Pioneer Park. So, in the stretch, and that is a ball inside. The first pitch to Medina. 1 ball, no strikes. Medina 0 for 3 on the day with 1 strikeout, and there Lahnert gets back into the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll see if that settles him down any moving forward in this one. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that one misses just outside. 11-9 our score here. Laramie leads it, but been a very back and forth game. Lots of offense, not a ton of defense thus far, and that one misses ball low. So Medina goes 3-1 and is looking to do some damage. Mason Branch, who struck out to lead off this inning, is waiting on deck. My scorebook's getting nice and dirty. And that pitch misses outside. Another run in, 12-9. No movement down in the Hawks bullpen at the moment. But another walk for Lahnert. And that is the 4th run in this inning. I'm not sure how it works with drop third strikes, but I think that this game, Lahnert is yet to give up an earned run here in this inning, but he has lost control here, 12-9, and that pitch is a called strike to Mason Branch to start the at-bat. Three-run lead for the Rangers in this one. And that one is fouled straight back. So Lahnert goes 0-2 on Branch. Branch now playing third base. Came in relief and swapped positions with Morris, so is now at the hot corner for the Rangers, but has the stick in his hand and ready to do some damage here in the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch is fouled straight back, so we will do the 0-2 pitch once again. Bases loaded here for the Rangers, 12-9. Working on getting that scoreboard changed for you. Things are being a little slow up here at Pioneer Park right now, as well as this game is slowed down. And that pitch misses upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. (12-9) our score here in the 7th. Lahnert kicks, fires. That ball is flared into right field. Reisdorfer in pursuit. Reisdorfer not going to get there. And everybody is going to advance station to station. The throw to the plate is late. So a single from Branch drives in a run, moves Medina up to second, Chavez to third, and Jankin comes in. And things are getting tough for the Hawks here in this 7th inning as McLean is back up at the plate. So 13-9 here, as this is the inning that will not end for the Cheyenne Hawks here in their opener. Seems like early on in the year these innings can happen. And it looks like we have a pinch hitter for Case and McLean, going to be number 21, Colby Buss. We will see if in his first at-bat, Lahnert can retire Buss. 13-9 is our score here. That pitch misses upstairs, ball 1 to Buss. See where Mr. Buss goes in the field once the Hawks get out of this inning. Lahnert set at the belt, kicks and delivers, and that is strike number 1 to Buss. There is some stirring down in that Hawk bullpen. Lahnert kicks, fires, and that pitch is swung on and missed by Buss. That's Jaden Moore down in the Hawks bullpen, so it would appear that he is the next arm for Coach Brad Barker. I would assume Coach Barker would like to see Lahnert get through this inning, as he really hasn't thrown horrible. He lost control after a couple of plays could have been made to limit some of this damage. Lahnert set at the belt, and that pitch is low. 3 balls, 2 strikes here on the pinch hitter from the Gem City. That's Colby Buss. Base is loaded here, still only 1 out. We'll see how long Coach Barker lets Lahnert go in this one. And that pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Lahnert gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning. That one swinging. And we're back to the top with Ben Ruckman. Good to see Angelo get that strikeout there after being a bit wild for a little bit there in the middle of the 7th. 13-9, Rangers have retaken the lead. They've scored 6 runs here in the 7th. So here tonight we've seen a 7-run 2nd inning and a 6-run 7th inning that's not quite over yet. Ruckman was not prepared in the on-deck circle. He's putting on his padding, his protective padding on his front arm. So I thought that that's what you were supposed to do in the on-deck circle. That was a full count. What was he doing? Lahnert set at the belt, kicks and delivers, and that pitch misses upstairs. Ball 1 to Ruckman. Ruckman, of course, was the one who has struck out against Angelo Lahnert, but Braxton Stewart could not handle that 3rd strike and allowed him to reach, and that is ball number 2 on Ruckman here. See if Angelo can keep this deficit at 13-9. Just a 4-run deficit. Hawks still have plenty of time to get back into this game. Lahnert kicks, fires, and that ball is fouled straight back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lahnert looking to get out of this 7th inning. This is his first inning of work here. Both teams have more runs than they do hits in this one, so that goes to show you what kind of game this has been. Opening day for both squads here. That pitch is swung through. 2 balls, 2 strikes. See if Angelo can get out of this inning. Lahnert kicks, deals, and that pitch is skied on the infield. Williams in pursuit, Petch in pursuit. Williams is under it, cannot make the play, doesn't touch it though, so that's going to be a foul ball. And man, Lahnert just cannot get any help from his defense. That's the 2nd pop fly that's dropped. Fortunately for the Hawks, all the runners have to retreat, as that was in fair foul territory, excuse me. Williams having a conversation with Coates on the left side of that infield. Looks like maybe lost it in this night sky once it got above the lights. So 2-2 here on Ruckman, and ball down low. Man, feel for Angelo right now. He's battling. He did lose his control there for a little while, but he's really thrown decent in this inning, minus the walks that shouldn't have even happened. But there's another walk. Ruckman walks, a run comes in. That's Chavez that comes in. Oh, and caught in between second and third is the base runner. Another run will come in. The Hawks get that third out of the inning. I was looking down at my score sheet and things went crazy there, but a base running blunder ends this inning for the Rangers, but they do get a bunch of runs. I will double check on what the heck happened there. I think both runs are going to count. We'll be back with the bottom of the seventh, see if the Hawks can answer. You're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. We are back in the bottom of the seventh. Got everything that happened there at the end of the inning figured out. 15-9, the Rangers lead. So the runner scored. That would be Chavez scored on the walk, and then Medina scored while the rundown was happening. And Lahnert leads off this inning, ball outside. Morris still on the mound for this Ranger team. And that is a called strike on Angelo Lahnert. 1-1. Lahnert hitting in Nick Colgan's spot, who he came on in relief for, and that ball misses way outside and goes to the backstop. 2-1. Seventh inning here at Pioneer Park. Things have gotten a little bit crazy here in the last few innings. A lot of high scoring affair here. We still have 2 innings to play after this. This is a 9-inning game between Laramie and the Hawks. Laramie has a doubleheader tomorrow against the Sixers over at Powers Field. Hopefully that ball is fouled towards the parking lot. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lahnert stepping back in. Closed stance. Morris set at the numbers. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball. That one is fouled towards the Hawks dugout. Going to get out of play. No play for catcher Diego Medina. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Umpire's going to walk over and get a couple baseballs from the on-deck batter, Porwall. Miles Porwall waiting on deck for this Hawks team, hoping to get an at-bat with a runner on base. If Lahnert can reach, that would be a leadoff runner here in the 7th. And after the last inning, that would be huge for the Hawks. That one misses inside, pops off the catcher's glove. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Thought that may have gotten Lahnert, but hit the catcher's glove and popped out instead. 3-2 here. Lahnert's first at-bat. He came on in relief last inning, and that is a ball number 4. So the Hawks do get that leadoff base runner that they're looking for, and a runner on first base for the Hawks, and that does bring up Miles Porwall. Porwall has swung it well today, 1 for 3, an RBI and a walk. Lots of guys getting lots of at-bats, which is what you want to see in this first weekend. Would like to see the pitching and the defense clean up a little bit. I'm sure when I talk to Coach Brad Barker at some point, that's exactly what he'll say. But overall, swinging the stick pretty well. So strike 1 to Porwall on the first pitch of the at-bat from Morris. Porwall got this opening day start in center field. Seen him make a few plays out there, and that is strike number 2 on the inside corner. Porwall didn't like that, gave it a little bit of a head shake. But nonetheless, 0 balls, 2 strikes, Lahnert taking his lead off of first base. Morris kicks, fires, and that is a ball in the dirt. Good breaking pitch there. Good 0-2 pitch from Morris. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Porwall had to check his swing on that one. Coates waiting in the on-deck circle. Morris kicks, fires, and that is called strike number 3 on the outside corner. So out number 1 for the Hawks comes by way of strikeout, and that brings up Coates, the shortstop. 1 hit on the day in 2 at-bats, does have a walk and a hit by pitch, so he's been doing it a little bit any way you can imagine, and the first pitch to Coates is a called strike. Lahnert, reach base to start the inning on the walk. Strikeout looking by Miles Porwall brings up Coates. 15-9 here, and the breaking ball is a called strike. Coates bent out of the way there, but that one bent down far enough to be called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on the Hawks shortstop, and that one is swung on. Back to Morris. Morris will turn, fire. Chamberlain at second, turns it, and Coates is going to beat that one out, but Lahnert will be out on the fielder's choice there. So Coates does reach, but the second out of the inning is recorded. That will bring up Corey Williams. Hawks trail 15-9 in this one here in the bottom of the 7th. Really? It was the old unearned run bug that got him there. Nick Colgan came in relief of Gallant, but Lahnert gave up 8 runs, 0 of them earned. Morris, first pitch to Williams, is called strike on the inside corner. Williams awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Morris, and the breaking ball misses way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Williams giving it the bat waggle, awaiting the 1-1 pitch from Morris, and he swings at one that he probably should not have. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He gave himself a helmet tap right there. I think Corey knew that that pitch was upstairs, but could have been a 2-1 count. Moves to 1-2 instead as he swings through that fastball. The 1-2 pitch, swings through that one, and strike number 3. So nothing doing for the Hawks in the 7th inning. They trail this game 15-9. We'll be back with the 8th inning after this. We are back here with the top of the 8th. Angelo Lahnert back on the mound. He'll be tasked with facing Morris, Hogsett, and Chamberlain, the heart of this Laramie lineup. 2-3-4 here for the Rangers. Lahnert set at the belt, and ball one just low. Coach Barker has let just about every single one of his pitchers go to that 60-70 pitch mark, and Lahnert's about 15 pitches away from that. It's a ground ball, and Gallant can't get to it past the diving Gallant. Reisdorfer chests it up, but that's a single for Morris. So, leadoff base runner for the Rangers. And that brings up Riley Hogsett. Hogsett has had a good day at the plate. Excuse me, only one at-bat in this game. He's been hit by a pitch, he's walked, he's hit a sac fly, so he's had a lot of plate appearances, but only one at-bat to show for it as that pitch misses up to Hogsett. So, here in the 8th inning, we'll see if Lahnert can get things locked back in. And a foul ball over towards the post 6 dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is the post 6 Hawks dugout. 15-9. Laramie leads. And boy, Lahnert really hasn't thrown as bad as his stat line says. He did lose control there, but should have been out of that inning. And a swing and a miss from Hogsett there. And there's 2 strikes, one ball, 2 strikes on Hogsett. 15-9 here in the 8th inning. See if the Hawks can get a 0 here and go back and get some of those runs back. Missing upstairs is Lahnert. Stewart can't handle it. And Morris is going to advance to second base. So, ball number 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Hogsett. And there will now be a runner at second for the Rangers. As I mentioned, the Rangers probably trying to save some of their pitching as they have 2 games to play tomorrow back here in Cheyenne. Lahnert set at the belt, delivers, and that is swung on and missed, strike number 3. So Angelo does have the strikeout working for him. That's his fourth strikeout of the day if you count the one that Stewart couldn't handle. So that strikeout brings up Ryan Chamberlain. Chamberlain is another returner on this Laramie squad. He's 1 for 4 on the day with a walk and an RBI. And that pitch misses upstairs from Lahnert. 1 ball, no strikes. Lahnert exclusively works out of the stretch, so no surprise here, especially with a runner on second. That's the correct thing to do. He spin picks, and Coates catches it, but back in safely is Hogsett. A lot of young pitchers want to work out of the windup because they see big leaguers doing it, but sometimes there's just too many moving parts, and Stewart can't hold on to that one. It hit him right in the glove, but he couldn't hold on, so Morris will advance on that. Laramie has a runner at third base. That pitch was up to Chamberlain. 2 balls, no strikes. See if Lahnert can get back in. But Lahnert did used to throw out of the windup last year. That was an adjustment he made. A lot of moving parts in the windup, so went down to the stretch, and it has helped him last year. We'll see if he continues to do that this year. That pitch is fouled back by Chamberlain. 2 balls and 1 strike. Chamberlain, the shortstop for the Laramie Rangers. 15-9, Hawks trail in this one, trail by 6. And that pitch misses upstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike to Chamberlain. Top of the 8th inning here at Pioneer Park. 15-9 is our score. That ball is skied straight back, and strike number 2 on Chamberlain as the count goes full. Lahnert trying to avoid letting Laramie extend this lead even more. Lahnert looks in, gets his sign, set at the belt. And the payoff pitch is swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Angelo Lahnert, his second of the inning. So, back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff base runner gets on, and Billy Jenkins to the plate. Lahnert trying to work out of this inning while giving up no runs. As I said, back-to-back strikeouts after the single by Morris. And ball in the dirt, good stop by Braxton Stewart there. 1 ball, no strikes to Jenkins. We've seen Angelo battle back in a few counts here in his first outing of the season, and that one is swung on and missed by Jenkins. Foul tipped actually into the glove of Stewart. Nonetheless, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lahnert set at the belt, delivers, and that one is fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So after the leadoff base runner Morris hit that leadoff single in between Guerra and Gallant, G squared over on the right side of the infield. Lahnert trying to work out with no damage done. And that pitch is in the dirt. Going to try to test it. Stewart diving to try to make the tag, and Morris is just barely in. That was good base running by Aiden Morris. That ball did not get very far away from Braxton Stewart, but far enough for Laramie to extend this lead 9-16 now. And the count goes to 2-2. Top of the 8th inning here. That was a tough one. That just squirted up the first baseline. And Morris was the aggressive base runner. And that is a ball upstairs. Thought maybe that was going to be strike 3, but was not. Nonetheless, 3 balls, 2 strikes here. Laramie has extended that lead 9-16, and that ball misses low. So walk from Jenkins there, and the Rangers have a 2-out base runner after the good base running play by Aiden Morris. That walk brings Chavez. Chavez hits from the left side in the process of fixing that scoreboard. No scoreboard here at Pioneer Park today. 16-9 the lead for the Rangers. 2 outs here in the 8th inning, and that is strike 1 on Chavez. No balls, 1 strike. Chavez 1 for 3 on the day. Does have 2 walks, 1 run driven in and 1 run scored. Everybody's been busy in both lineups all day long. Lahnert, foul ball, and we lose another baseball over the fence. 0 balls, 2 strikes here on Chavez. 2 outs here in the 8th. Lahnert trying to keep this deficit where it is at 16-9. Lahnert, ball upstairs. Stewart going to try to throw down. That ball goes over the head of Coates. In easily is Jenkins, but good job by Gallant there backing up. No further advancement. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chavez. Would love to see Angelo keep this lead or deficit at 16-9 and give the Hawks a chance there in the bottom of the 8th. Lahnert working with Coates, and ball in the dirt. Stewart keeps this one in front of him, and 2-2 on Chavez. Lahnert gets the sign from catcher Bubba Stewart. Kicks and delivers, and that is swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Angelo Lahnert. So strikes out the side, but Laramie does get 1 run on the aggressive base running from Aiden Morris. 16-9 Laramie leads. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th right after this. We are back here at Pioneer Park for the bottom of the 8th inning. Hawks trail 16-9. Ethan Reisdorfer getting things started for the Hawks. New pitcher for Laramie. That is Alex Mercel, and that is ball one from Mercel to Ethan Reisdorfer. Reisdorfer has swung a very hot bat here today. The closing line on Aiden Moore. Oh, Reisdorfer hits one through the 6-hole in between the shortstop and third baseman, and Reisdorfer is on with another base hit. So Reisdorfer ruined my intro for Alex Mercel, but the Hawks will take it as they have a leadoff base runner on the single from Reisdorfer. Morris went 2 innings, gave up no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He came in and held the Hawks at 9 runs. Gallant is now up, and he takes strike 1. Really good day for Ethan Reisdorfer. That's his 4th hit on the day. He is 4 for 5. Ball outside on Gallant. Good to see Ethan coming out and starting the season off correctly. He takes his lead off of first base. Slide step. Reisdorfer is moving. Can't handle the pitch. That's Diego Medina, and Reisdorfer in standing up at second. Looked like it hit Medina in the glove, and when he went to grab it and throw it, just couldn't hold on. So, 2 balls, 1 strike on Gallant. Reisdorfer now at second base. Reisdorfer getting a hearty lead at second. Pitch from Mercel. Gallant flares it out into right field. That's going to drop. Coach Barker's going to wave home Ethan Reisdorfer. The Rangers not even going to throw it home. They're going to go cut 2, and Reisdorfer is in. So how about that for some instant offense for the Hawks? They immediately back-to-back singles, and the score goes to 16-10 here for the Hawks. Still losing by 6, but good to see them not going down quietly here in the late innings of this one. 26 total runs here between these two teams. Braxton Stewart now in. He's hitting in Matt Petch's spot as he came in for Petch a few innings back defensively, but getting his first shot at the plate, and that is ball outside. 2-0. 16-10 the score. Stewart, the guy that bounced between the Prep and Hawks, although he spent most of his time with the Prep last year. Ball upstairs to Braxton right there. Stewart with his hands low. Nobody out here in this inning, and that is a called strike 1 on Stewart. 16-10 in the 8th here is our score at Pioneer Park. Stewart awaiting the pitch from Mercel, and that is outside. Ball 4. Stewart will go to first. Gallant moves to second. And the Hawks have something cooking here. In the bottom of the 8th, Caden Guerra now up. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a walk. Does have a run scored. His hit came way back in his first at-bat of the season, which seems like forever ago. Ball 1 outside to Guerra. Gallant on second. Stewart on first. Not sure why Laramie's first baseman is holding Stewart on with a lead runner in front of him, but that's what they're choosing to do. Ball 2 on Guerra. Mercel checking in on Gallant. Gallant's going to go. That pitch is going to get hit back up the middle. Chamberlain's going to go. Can't step on second. Garrett is out at first base. Oh, excuse me. Oh, nope. Stewart thought he was out, was not called out. Chamberlain did not step on second base, it looked like. Good job by whoever was hollering at Stewart, telling him to stay there. So Stewart goes to second, Gallant goes to third, and Guerra is out on the ground out for the first out of the inning. But both runners do advance, and Riley Kirkwood steps to the plate here in this 6-run game. And the first pitch to Kirkwood is a called strike. This is Alex Mercel's first inning of work for the Laramie Rangers. Kicks and delivers, and that pitch misses upstairs to Kirkwood. Kirkwood going with the hoodie under the jersey, as we saw often last year. Don't see it too much in baseball, but last weekend we saw it quite a bit, and Kirkwood doing it tonight. And that pitch is above Kirkwood's head. He ducks out of the way. Ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kirkwood 0 for 2 on the day. Does have a walk. Reached on a fielder's choice. And ball outside to Riley Kirkwood. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And the Hawks trying to scratch closer and closer in this game. Mersel kicks and delivers, and that pitch misses outside, ball 4. So Mersel getting himself into a little bit of trouble here, which we saw the Hawks do. And that brings up Angelo Lahnert. Lahnert walked in his first at-bat. That came last inning. Lahnert, of course, came on in relief of the first reliever, Nick Colgan, after Gallant got the start, and strike 1 on Angelo Lahnert. Lahnert awaiting the pitch from Mersel, and he swings and fouls one off towards the parking lot, down 0-2. Thing I noticed with Angelo, and this is something we noticed last year when I was privileged enough to coach him, when his feet stay still, he can really hit. When he moves his feet a bunch, makes it tough on him. And that is a ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lahnert wearing the number 3 once again this year for the Hawks. Mersel delivers and foul ball. Good job by Lahnert spoiling that pitch. Diego Medina, the catcher, slaps his glove in disgust. Felt he should have held on to that one, which would have sent Lahnert back to the dugout. Lahnert trying to put it in play here with less than 2 outs and runners all over the place. Bases loaded for the Hawks, and that pitch misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good eye there from Lahnert. 16-10 our score here in the 8th. Hawks trying to claw back. Led for a good portion of this game, but 1 inning got out of hand. Ground ball. Second baseman flips it to Chamberlain. Chamberlain fires over, and that is an inning-ending double play to end the 8th inning. 16-10 is our score. Laramie leads it. But the Hawks do get 1 back in that inning. You're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. We are back here in the top of the ninth inning. Laramie leads this one 16-10. Going to be Medina leading this one off. New pitcher in for the Hawks is Corey Williams. Larned stay ends. He went 2 innings, gave up only 3 hits, gave up 9 runs, 0 earned runs, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts, did have the 1 wild pitch. But Williams on to try to get the Hawks into the dugout at this 16-10 deficit. We saw Williams last weekend as he misses inside to Medina. Williams got one of the wins last weekend in relief. So, ball number 2. The Hawks game changer has 16-11, but I think it's 16-10. That double play wipes out that run that would have scored with the bases loaded. So I'm going to go with 16-10, 3 balls and no strikes on Medina, the leadoff batter here in the 9th inning. Medina awaiting the 3-0 pitch from Williams. See if Williams can get it locked back in, and he misses up and in, so ball 4. So not what you're looking for if you're the Hawks. Right now you need to get these outs, and you need to get them quickly before Laramie can tag you for even more runs. And really, it's just been the defense that has let the Hawks down this stretch. I know you would like to throw more strikes, but overall, if the defense shows up in these late innings, things would be much better. So after the Medina walk, brings to the plate Alex Mercill, who came in last inning to pitch. This is his first at-bat of the day, and he takes ball 1 low and in. Lahnert set at the belt, kicks and delivers. Or excuse me, not Lahnert. Lahnert's playing third base. This is Williams as Mercill swings through that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got so used to saying Lahnert there for a few innings. Caught myself. But Lahnert is playing third base. Williams pitching. They just swap positions. 16-10 here in the 9th inning on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. Mercill squares around to bunt with a runner on first base. He pokes at it. The runner gets caught in the middle, and the throw is into center field by Stewart, and he had Medina dead to rights. Medina just went because he saw Mercill bunt through that pitch, and Stewart just threw that one into center field. That was a free out for the Hawks there that they just did not take advantage of. So Medina moves up to second on the stolen base, and that's a gift for the Rangers. As I mentioned, Mercill just bunted straight through that pitch as the next pitch to him misses low. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Alex Mercill. 16-10 our score. Williams trying to keep it at that deficit. 0 outs here in the 9th inning. And that one goes straight to the backstop. Stewart can't keep it in front of him. So Medina, after stealing second base accidentally, gets the free one up to third, and Williams is a little bit wild right now. Williams and Stewart having a chat in between the mound and home plate. Going to get themselves on the same page. Count his 3 balls and 2 strikes on Mercill here in his first at-bat. He came on. There's some stirring in that Laramie bullpen. We'll see if they go to somebody else in the bottom of the 9th or let Alex Mercill close it out. Williams kicks, fires, and strike number 3. Mercill thought he had a walk, flipped his bat towards the dugout, but has to go retrieve that as Williams strikes him out looking for the first out of this inning. So 1 out. Medina stays put at third base, and that brings up Colby Buss. He came on in the pinch hitting role his last at-bat and was struck out. We'll see if Williams can toss him a chair once again. And Williams, strike 1. So maybe that strikeout's going to be what gets Corey Williams locked in. Buss Down 0-1 in this count. Ninth inning here, 16-10. Laramie leads. Opening day for both of these squads. Williams delivers, and that is strike number 2. I'm starting to think that may lock Corey Williams in. That strikeout is what I am speaking of. So, Bus down 0-2 in this count. Hawks down by 6 runs. Williams set at the belt, kicks and delivers, and ball low. But Bus looked at it. That's a pretty good 0-2 pitch there. That's the exact type of reaction these post-6 coaches are looking for top to bottom in this program when you're up 0-2 in the count. Williams kicks and delivers the 1-2 pitch. That's flared up into the air. Guerra, Williams, and Stewart in pursuit. Nothing doing. Nobody gets there. And we will try that 1-2 pitch once again when everybody gets back to their positions. Hawks going to cut this run if they can. Lahnert playing in at third base. Coates playing in at shortstop. Gallant and Guerra playing in on the right side of the infield at second and first, respectively. So, Williams set at the belt. The 1-2 pitch is called strike 3, backwards K for Colby Bus, and that's the second out of the inning, but that does bring up the top of the Ranger order, Ben Ruckman. Ruckman is a guy that has been on base constantly today for the Rangers. But nonetheless, Medina is stuck at third base for the moment. Williams working out of the stretch, fires, and that pitch had some tail to it. Strike number 1. That was a really good pitch by Corey Williams. It looks like he's starting to dial it in. We'll see if he can keep this 6-run deficit intact here and give the Hawks a chance in the bottom of the 9th. Williams set at the belt, kicks and delivers, and that ball is spun on and hit towards the first base coach. 0-2. So 0-2 here on Ruckman, the center fielder for the Laramie Rangers. Have to imagine he's a guy we may see pitch tomorrow against the Sixers. Williams set at the belt, gets his sign, kicks and delivers, and that is swung on, hit up the middle. Gallant makes a sliding play, pops up. Ruckman's going to beat it out on the single, though. The throw does go by Guerra. No advance from Ruckman. So, pretty good sliding play there from Gallant, but Ruckman too fast, and that brings in Medina. So, the Rangers extend their lead to 17-10. 17-10, this lead here for the Laramie Rangers in the 9th inning. A lot of summer left for both of these teams, but they're getting their money's worth here in this game. And the first pitch is a check swing, and yes, he did go around, says the home plate umpire. This is Aiden Morris. Morris, another guy that has given the Hawks issues today. Williams set at the belt, checks in on Ruckman at first, kicks and delivers, and that is a check swing back up the middle. Coates is going to get it, step on second base, and the inning ends, but not before Laramie can get one of those runs back. So 17-10, we'll see if the Hawks have a big inning in them in the bottom of the 9th. You're watching Post 6 Baseball on the Capital City Sports YouTube page. We are ready to go here for the bottom of the ninth. Hawks looking for a big inning here, down 17-10 in the ninth. Things were going well for the Hawks early on in this game. Scored 7 runs in the second inning. Laramie was able to chip away and tie the game back up at 7th in the 4th. Hawks retook the lead in the bottom of the 4th. And after that, it has been all Rangers. Mercill, into his second inning of work, is tasked with facing the top of the Hawks order. Miles Porwall, takes ball 1. And pitch number 2, ground ball, scooped up at third base and fired across for out number 1. That was a very good play there by Riley Hogsett. He's shifted over from second base, and he scooped that thing up and fired it over to get the fleet-footed Porwall. So, Coates up now. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Does have an RBI and a walk, hit by a pitch as well, as that pitch is upstairs from Mercill. 1-0, not 0-1. Mercill out of the windup, kicks and delivers, ball in the dirt low, 2-0. Really impressive outing by both teams here, swinging the bat. Bat's hot early. Gloves and arms, not so much. Pitching has been a little bit skeptical, as well as the fielding, but that's expected early on. That's strike number 1 on Coates. 2 balls and 1 strike. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good breaking ball there from Mercill. 1 out here in this 9th inning. I want to remind everybody we'll have the double header on tomorrow between the Rangers and the Sixers on this same YouTube channel. Ball upstairs to Coates. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow for links all season long. We'll be doing Hawks and Sixers games all year long as there's no schedule conflicts between the two. And Coates fouls one off towards the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th as Porwall grounded out to Hogsett to start this inning. Coates takes upstairs, and that is ball number 4. So Hawks have a base runner here in this inning. That brings up Corey Williams. Williams 2 for 4 here. Does have 1 RBI on the day and 1 walk. Does have the 2 strikeouts, though. I'm sure that that's something he'll want to clean up as this year goes along. And Coates is off. Medina throws down, and Chamberlain can't handle it. Medina wanted that one because he had Coates dead to right had Chamberlain been able to hold on to that throw. But stolen base for Coates and a runner in scoring position for Corey Williams. 17-10 the score here in the 9th inning. Williams hitting from the left side, puts one into play, flares it out towards the Laramie bullpen and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. I do not blame Medina for reacting the way he did on that stolen base. He had Coates out, had his shortstop handled that baseball. Williams, ball outside from Mercill. 2 balls, 1 strike. Williams, of course, now the pitcher, started the game, played the first 8 innings at third base, and through the 9th last inning, only gave up 1 run. Mercill, ball outside. That ball squirts away. No movement from Coates. Medina going to try to throw down. That goes into center field, but center fielder Ruckman right there. No advance from Coates. So 3 balls, 1 strike on Williams, and I'm sure Mercill would like to get Williams out right here as Reisdorfer stands in the on-deck circle. 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs. I wouldn't want to face that guy if I were on the mound. Mercill inside, ball, and Williams will take his base. So the situation we were talking about, the walk drawn by Corey Williams, brings up Reisdorfer, who is 4 for 5 on the day, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles, just really swung it well today, seeing the thing like a beach ball coming in. Reisdorfer awaiting the first pitch of the at-bat from Mercill, and that ball misses outside. So Laramie trying to let the Hawks hang around here in this 17-10 ball game. Kicks and delivers and ball outside 2-0. So Mercil losing his control here. Late in the evening. Well, not late, only 9:30. Been at this park way later than 9:30 before. And Reisdorfer swings through a pitch there. 2 balls, 1 strike. 9:30 is nothing. I remember last year I was here working a game and the sprinklers came on at 11:30. We had to call the city to get them to shut it off. As Reisdorfer hits one, scooped up by Fogsit. The turn and the inning-ending double play, and that's how this one is going to end. 17-10. Hawks with the valiant effort against Laramie's varsity team. The Laramie Rangers will be back here tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 and 6 o'clock against the Sixers. Those games will hopefully be at Powers Field, but the Hawks dropped this one 17-10. I hope you guys join us all year long, but especially tomorrow when these Rangers come to town. Thanks to everybody who watched and who has watched over these first 2 weekends, only getting better, and we will have more post-6 baseball for the rest of the summer. So long, everybody. Thanks for tagging along. Hawks drop this one 17-10.